Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Guy, you know, he told me his name. I'm gonna tell y'all his name at the end. He told me his name. My cousin looks him up. She's like, he's playing NBA. I'm like, ooh, cool, right? You know. So we go out and shit, you know, he picked me up in a Lamborghini. It was my favorite car, favorite color.
What color?
It was yellow. So we ended up in the parking structure, and we had sex in the parking structure of my hotel on top of the Lambo, like the hood. Like people were driving by, you know, and stuff like that. And then the next day,
they saw it?
Probably, you know, it's a lit parking structure of a hotel.
When people drove past,
Did you still have a clothes?
I had a dress on, but I didn't have a
What position?
Like I was laying like on my back in the front, because I was a little bit smaller, but on the front, it was missionary on the front of the Lambo. Yeah.
How long was y'all fucking on the top of this Lambo?
I don't know, time didn't really exist at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you suck his dick on this Lambo?
No. So then the next day, I don't know, it just, you know, it was just happened. The next day, he picked me up in the truck. We did the same out the back of the truck. Cool. All right. Let me just tell y'all what his name was. So later when I left Atlanta, we talked for a second. Look, we talked for a second, right? And we never talked again. And I was like, damn, trying to look for the nigga, trying to look for him. I finally looked up his name. Mind you, my cousin looked up his name first. His name was Jesus Shuttleworth. That's what he told me his name was, y'all. So that's Ray Allen in a fucking movie. That's Ray Allen.
What's up and what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? I saw that one last night. Thought I would share it with you. Yes. These chicks, they are exposing it. It was a time when NBA players, because we know how NBA players get down. We know that. We know and understand fully 100% how NBA players get down. It is what it is. It was a time when they were able to be discreet about it. It was a time when, you know, they would have to go to like the chicks would have to like really get in cahoots with the tabloids, and maybe the tabloid either women weren't as scandalous or the tabloids were sort of on code. Like, we not about to just put out there who Charles Barkley cheated on his wife with. You know, you know he was. But it's like they wasn't just putting it out there like that. But now, with the advent of social media in all its many forms, they can get out there and put out whatever they want to put out there and expose it however they want to expose it. And it could be true or not true. She just put Ray Allen out there, one of the I won't say goody two shoes, but you never seen Ray Allen in no nonsense or no drama. So whatever she's saying happened, we don't know if it's true or not true. We know that he's been married, got a Mexican looking wife, kids, beautiful family, stayed out of trouble his whole life. But no, apparently, according to this random chick on the internet, he was smashing chicks on a Lambo under a parking structure. They just putting it out there. They just wilding with it. And yeah, it's the situation where, like, what is the advice you give? Okay, either leave them alone altogether, or you're gonna mess with them. Make sure that it's one that you could trust, who's not gonna leak stuff out there. But you already see the problem in that sentence. We're talking about trusting random side chick type chicks. It's no trust there. There's no honor there. They will go on social media and put it out there. A dude's not going to stop smashing. So it's almost like that's just with the territory. That's just with the territory. But shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you for being in here. Shout out to Dolomite. Shout out to Dolomite in the building. Says, this is what happens when you're an NBA high value target. An NBA high value target. Getting caught up in the thoughtbots web. This one going to have to break down like a transmission because it's so many connections. Yes, the whole idea and concept of high value target, I think that was something that somebody came up with to try to take shots and jab at the whole concept of a high value man, because Kevin Samuels obviously popularized that term, the high value man, and which is good on his face, that brothers are thinking like, yeah, I gotta be high value, I gotta try to increase my value and get my money. Those are good things. Getting your money up is a good thing. But men make an adjustment to the game. Women are going to make an adjustment to the game. Men get their money up and become more successful. Women are going to think, how can I take pieces of that success through legitimate ways or illegitimate ways, nefarious or otherwise. So men got to adjust to that. Men got to know that and got to understand that and got to move accordingly to that. It's always adjustments and adapting going on. If you're playing basketball and you're trying to go inside to your big man, but they in the zone and they got everything closed in on you, okay, you sub in some shooters. You start making those threes, and now they can't close in on the big man. Now you shoot them out of that zone, and now you can dump it back into Shaq. You shot them out of that zone. So now they got to pick, so you end up in that situation. So they may say, nope, we're going to take away Shaq, and then we just going to trust that y'all just going to start missing these threes eventually. So there's that. It's always sliding scale adjustments in the game, so to speak. It's always sliding scale adjustments in the game. There's no actual way around that. So yes, men increase their value. More men become high value, and that becomes a man's calling card out there in the game. That's his biggest trump card he got to play. Okay, he becomes the target. Okay, does that mean he just got to be stupid like Zion? No, but he understands that they're targeting him. Move accordingly, understand the knowledge, and press forward. But all right, but shout out to everybody in the building. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Dolomite came through with another one. I'm gonna come back to that one, but shout out to Killmatic. Shout out to Logan JJ. Shout out to Mahogany Mars. Why are these women playing sex and tail? Because they can. Because they can, my friend. Because they can. Logan JJ in the building. Red Scorpion in the building. Kevin C in the building says, wait, Zion has a pregnant girlfriend and he was trying to get a porn star. No. You got it wrong. You're right. He has a pregnant girlfriend. They just announced their engagement. Now, it wasn't he was trying to get a porn star. No, the DMs were he had a porn. Him and the porn star was already doing a thing. Like I said in the thumbnail, she's butthurt Oh, okay. I shouldn't call her butt hurts, given what she does for a living. She, yeah, she's butt hurt, all right. But she's butt hurt because basically somebody trapped him first. I'm sure she messed with a lot of dudes who got money, but she's mad about this one and she's exposing it. She's trying to blow up the spot on his situation. She's acting kind of like a jilted, heartbroken lover. Like that's kind of how she acting, really. So it's a weird situation. So yeah, him and the porn star chick Moriah Mills, not Moriah, Moriah. That's what it is. That's how they know they pronounce stuff funny, but that's what it is. Moriah Mills is yeah. She's exposing his stuff and all kind of stuff that they had going on, and it wasn't even just a situation like he was just sliding in the DM trying to smash. It was, out there that he was talking about move because he played for the New Orleans Pelicans. He was talking about moving this chick to New Orleans. He was talking about moving her to New Orleans and how much do I got to pay you per month when you get here. But he was talking about moving her there, like and almost like they're going to be together, and he was trying to negotiate the stipend. Like it was that wild. But we about to get into it. You can drop the music. Here's the deal. Dolomite, you are on it. You said stepdaddy raised getting an ex-stripper pregnant. Yes, his girl. Let's make no bones about that. Okay. I mean, let's make some noise about that. I should say, his girlfriend is an actual ex-stripper who is an IG thought. So he's booed up with an IG thought doing a sentimental gender reveal. Doing a gender reveal for the baby with the IG thought. Okay, this is an NBA player in the league 3 or 4 years, but he's always injured, so he hasn't played that many games. I'm pretty sure he hasn't even played a full 82 games in the 3 or 4 years he's been in the league. However, this very successful, very rich man is doing a very, sentimental, heartfelt gender reveal with the IG thought. And it's one thing that we do here on my channel. It's so funny. Myron Gaines wrote a book called, it's a small book. He said like 190 pages, probably like a pamphlet. I'm not just playing, but no, he the book is called Women Deserve Less. Okay, book is called Women Deserve Less, and shout out to him. He got that big following. He should get a book out, something extra for people to buy. Here's the deal. We talk, one thing on this channel that we talk about is just bouncing off of the title of Myron's book, Women Deserve Less. Men deserve more. Like, you won at Zion Williams, hit the genetic lottery. I'm gonna get back to the super chat. I mean, after that statement real quick. You hit the genetic lottery, okay? You use that genetic lottery to essentially to develop. I mean, he had to develop that much. I mean, he's just the freak of nature. But use that the mere fact that he's a freak of nature to develop a marketable skill that could make him millions upon millions of dollars. You are at a pinnacle. You are the king of your own world. Okay? King of the world. Walking, just I can't even put into words how the world is their oyster when they're in that situation. To be booed up and in love, announcing in a romantic, sentimental way the gender reveal of the baby with an IG thought stripper who very recently used to used to use her ass cheeks to jack off dicks for a living at the strip club. Like, that's who you doing this kind of announcement with, but that ain't even a one-off. That ain't even a one-off because the porn star involved, he was trying to give all that to her too. The other chick just got pregnant first. And that's the real reason why the porn star is mad. Because she mad. I'm going to get into all the stuff she was saying, but she's mad because somebody else trapped him first. Somebody else trapped this golden ticket man before I could. Like that. Like, if any message is going to be taken from this, it's like, man, you deserve more. Even if you're not some genetic freak, Zion Williams, multimillionaire dude, if you just basic, regular, successful, like, dang, an IG thought stripper, like, is that what you really want? And I'm not even saying don't have fun, don't smash. And in playing that game, you might slip up. You might slip up and get her pregnant. But no, he's in love. He's in love. But Dolomite is saying something kind of funny here. I was hesitant coming in rather than I was going to get into this part of it. The part of it I'm talking about is, okay, he's a stepdaddy raised getting an ex-stripper pregnant while having a porn star that did mostly, if not all, interracial porn as a side piece. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic. Okay, now I don't mean to out myself on how much porn I watch, but okay, I was watching a podcast. I'll say that. I was watching a podcast. This was a couple years ago, and she was on that podcast, and she was getting brought under heat. Now, I didn't know this backstory. She blew up on IG before she became a porn star, you know, just taking all the typical sexy IG pictures with her paid for ass and paid for titties. Yeah, y'all know the routine. She maybe started out with a natural ass, and then it got more ridiculous. I don't know. But either way, she started out like that. She had an all black male following. All right. She posting all them pictures. She got the cheeks everywhere on the gram. She got an all black male following. All right. She went into the industry. All her black male followers was like, oh yeah, they rubbing their hands together. Every scene she do is with a white dude. And nobody was saying that. But eventually they start saying, wait, hold on now. We made you big. We made you popular. We got you 1 million something Instagram to where you could go to Brazers and all the big porn sites and get top dollar off back because you already had an audience. But you only go mess with white dudes. Now, it was some goofy shit going on there because it was almost like black dudes that her Instagram followers was expecting a porn star to have some type of pro-black unity and loyalty. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You can't try to make this chick you can't put a dashiki on her just because you like the way her ass look. Like, no, you can't that ain't how it work. You can't. So they was tripping. Like, I can't say they was tripping, but they was tripping. They was on some. We put you on. Started from the bottom. Now you here. You blow up, and you go and now we get to see you getting skeeted on by white dudes. We made you famous. It's like they were like, I was watching their podcast. Like, wow, this is crazy. And I remember her from that podcast and her scenes. I ain't gonna lie on that part, but I remember her from that podcast. And the brothers was tripping, and they wasn't having it. And she was doing a shitty job explaining why she only had sex with white dudes, because it is a thing in the industry that when you're a black porn star and you're having sex with black dudes, it could lower the asking price that you can ask for, because the major porn companies, the white porn companies that pay really well, they think they could pay you less if they see you in the black grainy ashy screen Android phone pornosphere, and she was doing a terrible job explaining. She was doing a terrible job explaining to the people who had problems with her, only having sex with white dudes in the industry. She was doing a terrible job explaining, like, look, this is my job. Bang Bros and Brazers pay a lot more money than Funky Finger Productions, okay? So this is who I'm working with. It is what it is. She was doing a terrible job explaining that. But I remember that. So that's why, to me, it did come back full circle, like, oh. But in her real life thing, she entangled with the most blackety black biggest, shout out to Fantastic, BABG, what do I forget? She entangled with the biggest, blackest nigga on earth. but she was in some controversy for not having sex with black men on camera. So shout out to Dolomite for catching that. I did not want to talk about that because that's a whole nother topic. But because one of the first comments of the day caught that, I was like, okay, I'll talk about it. What you know about these sites? I make no a sour of seed. I make no I watch porn. I don't deny that. No need to deny that. We grown. I gotta run down stats. Porn tubing sites, they literally get more views, uploads, and downloads per week or per month than Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, all that stuff all together combined. And we see how much you Negroes is on YouTube. Porn gets more views than YouTube. Let that sink in. So I'm saying all that to say, I'm not the only one watching. I'm saying all that to say, I'm not the only one watching. But right there, as it says, become a member. I just posted some stuff to Patreon. It should have been up there, but it's some fresh new Patreon stuff. It was already on members, but I just posted it to Patreon, so your patrons will definitely be able to partake in that. But about to get into it. But shout out to Otis in the building. Says the broad he got pregnant was a OnlyFans broad too. They was tagging Zion in her on Twitter. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. We about to get into all of that. Thank you. My man Theo in the building. Theo in the building says black men deserve better. Absolutely. 100%. And I hope that's the message and the takeaway. We're gonna clown Zion a little bit, we gonna rib him. He gonna catch a few body blows from us, but I hope the takeaway message is that the brother deserves better. But Sir Tice in the building says, did y'all hear / see that Trick Kill O'Neal is fucking with Brittany, not Griner. Don't do him like that. Renner, not Griner. Okay? I know it's confusing. Brittany Renner, Brittany Griner. It's confusing because one of them name is Brittany Griner, one of them name is Brittany Renner, but the one named Brittany Renner is the one you want to grind on. But Brittany Grinder is not the one you want to grind on. Okay? So it's confusing. Brittany Renner. Shaq was out and about with Brittany Renner. Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't say congratulations to Travis Rudolph. I do got some content coming on that one. I'm going to do a breakdown of why he actually got off. I haven't seen nobody catch the exact reason why. I'm going to get into that. It's a very specific, it's some specific legalities as to why he got off. I'm going to do a breakdown on that. He said 90% of these dudes in NBA are tricks. I can say that with certainty. Yeah, and yeah.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
there's a certain amount of trick. Okay, I don't. Let me say this as a non-trick. I don't trick, but there's a certain amount of it that I'm okay with. Okay, these NBA players be moving too stupid though. Like I don't mind them being like they're legit in a situation where they can claim they legit in a situation where they can actually claim that they pay chicks to go away. That Charlie Sheen quote, I don't pay him for the sex, I pay him to leave after the sex. They legit status and money wise in a situation where they can do that. My biggest problem is when they end up in the situation that Zion Williams is in. That one that turns into my biggest problem. That's when it turned into my biggest problem. Now here's this dude. Here's Zion. This is what I got a bigger problem with. I don't got it. We're gonna get into the Shaq thing. But this is what I got a bigger problem with here than a dude just keeping it transactional up front and then having to move.
You're gonna see this at some point. I don't know what the future holds. My baby. You're gonna see this at some point. I don't know what the future holds. But mommy and dad.
Let's get that banner off of the screen. There we go. Good job. All right. Now, when you add a gender reveal where they paid for some, y'all can see that at the bottom where it looked like they paid for all kinds of decorations, got the family there. Like, this is something that men do when they in love, okay? So, this ain't a dude who just got some chick pregnant situation, all right? You know, he loved it at her. Like that we can't even call it just he was smashing an IG thought and damn got caught up. No. This is a man in love with a stripper. I'm gonna start singing the song. This is a man in love with a chick who used to jack off dicks with her ass cheeks for a living. That's what I call strippers. Because I remember when we was having a conversation where somebody was asking the question, like I distinctly, vividly remember having a conversation where, hold on. Distinctly, vividly remember somebody, you know, having a conversation with me. Distinctly remember that conversation. Would you date a stripper? I'm like, what you mean by date? If you mean just hook up with them, then okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I hook up with a stripper. No. She be your actual girl. And then I'm like, you do realize that strippers jack off penises with their butt cheeks for a living. You gonna cuddle up with her when she come home from doing that? Y'all gonna cuddle and start a Netflix series together? Y'all gonna get on Netflix and binge watch the damn like are y'all gonna do that? Trying to think of a series on Netflix. I couldn't even think of a good one. Y'all gonna get on Netflix after she just got done jacking off penises with her butt cheeks for 4 hours. You just gonna cuddle up with her and watch start binge watching Breaking Bad together. That's what y'all gonna do. Like, seriously. Is that like is that what's gonna, because I mean if she your girlfriend, that's what it is. Now if she just some chick, okay, then y'all just hooking up. No big deal. But the whole concept of being in a relationship with a stripper, it's can we call it cuckoldry? Can we just say you a cuck? Is that how it work? Okay. Could y'all do me a favor and keep mentions of Mr. Lucario to a minimum? Whenever the discussion, whenever these type of discussions come up, because I just keep his mentions to a minimum. That's all. I'm not saying y'all can't say it. I'm not saying hashtag don't say his name, but just keep it to a minimum. Like, yeah. Boy, y'all don't know how to y'all don't know how to let stuff breathe. Y'all just, man. Somebody have a bad moment on the internet. I lost count how many times I saw that, Man, it ain't enough toothpaste. Man, I saw that too many times. All right, y'all just couldn't. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But y'all let that man have it. And it was a time back in 2014 when I didn't know nothing about this type of YouTube content for men or whatever. I was fresh out of a divorce. I was like, wow, these chicks kind of crazy, kind of different. I've been out the game for a while. I started Googling some stuff, started YouTubing some stuff. Lucario was the first. It was just the first video that popped up. And he was just giving some short to the point, dating advice, tips and stuff. And it was good. I enjoyed it. And then when he showed up in my chat room for the first time, I was like, wow, it was weird. It was like kind of, like somebody who I'd, seen on the internet, internet become TV, YouTube become TV. So it was a moment where I was like, wow, that's Mr. Lucario. That was somebody who I, but then time goes by and then the fuckery of YouTube that want to expose everybody's shit. And now every time I see him, I'm like, all the shit y'all talk pop in my head. And I'm like, oh man, y'all just know how to ruin. Well, maybe people ruin their own reputations. Maybe that's the case. But y'all just sure know how to ruin a reputation. But at the same time, a lot of the people, like I say, a lot of people that come on here, they're giving advice. They spend more time, hating on and talking shit about other men who aren't giving as good advice in their opinion. So it's like, it's kind of like a whatever. It's a jungle, just whatever. It's just every man for himself. It's a jungle. Everybody in a gladiator pit, free for all, taking swings at each other. That's kind of how it is. But it's like, y'all be wilding. That ain't happening, Sir Tice. Will Cockrum in the building with the $5 super set. He says, just a big black buck. I guess you're referring to Zion Williams. I don't know. But Sir Tice in the building says, you should invite him back. No, I don't think that's happening. Not even for the whole y'all clowning him. Just I want two reasons. I'm not gonna bring him back just so y'all could clown him in the chat room about the arrangement he has with his wife. That's for one reason I'm not going to do that. The other reason is they got a whole, anti-manosphere, anti-red pill content strategy over there, and I just like, hey, I just got a hands off, step away. Not, it just is what it is. But but there are certain
these last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
Certainly a time when I looked at Lucario's advice, just like, hey, he was making a lot of short, quick to the point, 4 to 5 minute videos that was really hitting some good points. It was a time when he was, I don't really listen to what he be talking about now because, for reasons, but it was a time when he was making some really good, short, quick to the point videos that was like, oh yeah, that's some good advice. That was some good information. That was some good game. So I give him that. I always give him props on that. But yeah, but yeah, y'all be wilding. Y'all be wilding. But all right, let's get back to Zion again. This man is in a full-blown relationship with a chick. Full-blown relationship, impregnated a chick who y'all said she was on OnlyFans. I know she's an IG thought who was the next stripper who, and like I said, stripping, that's jacking off dicks with your butt, with your ass cheeks for a living. You don't gather the family. He got mom and them there, all the kids, all the generations there, everybody seeing the big gender reveal with the chick that jack off dicks with her ass cheeks for a living. Like Somewhere in the game, that's not how you do it. All right, that ain't how you do it. But let's go.
My baby, you gonna see this at some point. I don't know what the future holds, but mommy and daddy love you. You don't know nothing else in this world. Know that mommy and daddy love you.
It's a girl. You saw the pink fireworks. That's how you know it's a girl. Yeah, if you don't know how gender reveals work. This is the shit you do. You found an honorable woman, as honorable as you can find in this modern day and age. And y'all have committed to each other to be together. And it's, you know, like I just want to live in a world. I'm not banning. I'm not trying to ban strippers. I'm not trying to negotiate them off the pole. Okay, get your money. But I just would like to live in a world where strippers didn't get this. It's just that's what just makes sense to me. All right. Tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. That, you know, we're not trying to snatch a stripper off the pole. By all means, get your money. It just makes sense that if a stripper is stripping, we understand what she is. She's a stripper. She jacks off dicks with her ass cheeks for a living. She shouldn't get that. All right. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Like what y'all are watching right here, that's why they love Sierra. What y'all are watching right here, when y'all are watching this stripper get this amazing gender reveal, y'all are watching why they love Sierra, because it says no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, some man with money on some Pretty Woman, on some Richard Gere, Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman type stuff, is going to come and save you and give you the princess fairy tale that you dreamed about, which means that, you know, you can see the fairy tale as a child, then you can go and thought it up and do whatever you want. And then after you've done all that you could do, you've given the game all you could give, then you could just go back to the childlike state and get the fairy tale. Like, if that's not a modern woman, Tatiana wet dream, like, I don't know what is. Zion out here handing out that Tatiana wet dream. That's what's being just handed out. And I'm like, no, I'm like, bro, if this what you want to do? You want to do the family thing. You want to make it look special. You want to do, like, with strippers, though? With strippers, I tend to believe, because like y'all seen the thumbnail with the Moriah Mills porn star chick, who I'm going to show all the stuff that she went wild on Twitter about. She's mad because she's not getting this from him. She's mad because somebody else trapped him first. That's what she's mad about.
My baby, you gonna see this at some point. I don't know what the future holds, but mommy and daddy love you. You don't know nothing else in this world. Know that mommy and daddy love you.
All right. All right. There it is. Happy man. Look at that big smile. Look at that big smile. Put a baby in her. You don't got to jack off dicks with your ass cheeks no more. I got this. I got you. Look at them staring. They staring off into the distance of the fireworks, the pink fireworks going off. It's looking like the end of a movie. The credits about to roll with a slow motion hug. Is she getting her slow motion hug. All right. Say something is muted. I'm not muted. Okay. All right, I see. I know everything good. Yeah. She's getting her slow motion hug. Credits rolling. Fucking Whitney Houston singing. Like, goddamn. Goddamn.
My baby.
There it is. All right. Now, after that was announced, and they just rolled off into the sunset to have their happily ever after. And then here comes a porn star who only does interracial porn, a black female porn star who only does interracial porn scenes. So shout out to Dolomite for bringing that up. I was going to keep that out of the discussion. Here she comes. You think y'all about to have this special moment for the internet? Not on my watch, nigga. Not on my watch. This porn star. Somebody's asking how old is she. I don't know how old the impregnated stripper IG model girlfriend is. But Moriah Mills, as I understand it, I believe is 32. And this young man is only 22. Now, that's something to be said right there. Because Leangelo Ball is messing also with some chick in her, early to mid 30s. There's a Michael Jordan's son with the Larsa Pippen type of deal. We're seeing a lot of these young, athletes and NBA players. I'm starting to notice a thing. with a lot of these young. Hold on, I need a drink here. I'm starting to notice a thing with a lot of these young athletes and NBA players or whatnot, that they are messing with older chicks. They have all these young chicks at their disposal, but they're messing with older chicks. They're like 21 and 22. They be messing with, chicks that's 32, 34, 35. I have a few theories on that. One of them, that MILF porn has kind of got them, chasing a certain fantasy. That's one. Yes. The other one is those early 30s, early to mid 30s IG thoughts, but still bad. They know the clock ticking. And they know these young rich boys are young, rich, and dumb. They pulling out all the stops, all the stunts. They doing everything they can to try to get this young, dumb, rich dude to fall in love, put a baby in them, or marry them. The young 21, 22-year-old IG thoughts and baddies, or they just having fun. They just over there just on some woo. We just having fun on the boat. They getting their money or whatever, but they're not thinking. The young 22-year-old baddies, they just having fun on the yacht party. There are some that have a business mindset, but they still not thinking, I got to retire with this. They're not thinking I got to pull off a retirement. And that's what y'all about to find out, that Moriah Mills is mad because this other IG thought messed up her retirement plan. Zion Williams was her retirement. She was trying to retire off this dummy. That shot that I showed, that end of the movie, slow motion hug with Whitney Houston singing in the background. This shot right here, Moriah Mills wanted that to be her. And she's mad because this young chick just came out of nowhere and messed up her happily ever after thought retirement plan. Yes, D-Weeze. Zion was her 401k. Zion was her 401k, and she's pissed. She is pissed. All right. So she went to Twitter and went to talking. Hopefully I can see that. It says, "Congrats, Zion Williams. Happy for you." But then she starts showing his DMs. "Love you in these jeans." And I'm going, I don't know what FT mean. Y'all let me know in the chat what FT mean. I don't speak Zillennial. I'm going FT you in a little bit. FaceTime. Did I get it right? I'm going to FaceTime you in a little bit so we can talk about you moving. That's important. He's talking about her moving. Keep in mind, so she wasn't just a random, porn star fantasy that he was just pouncing on for a little bit. No, he's trying to move her. He is trying to move her. Another thing that she posted. "I hate you. ONG. Is that on God? I hate you on God. Hashtag Zion Williams. Looks like you been had a girlfriend and sleeping with other women behind my back." At Zion Williams. She's atting him in his shit. You liar. Like she's pissed because somebody else trapped him first. Somebody else ruined her whole retirement. She was trying to retire off of Zion. She made her own bag. She was in the porn industry. She made her own bag. The clock ticking. She hit new mid-30s. She found a 22-year-old dummy. It was time to retire. Because keep in mind, what she's doing, this is not what you do if somebody who you just looking at like a trick, a sugar daddy, decide to get in a committed relationship. She's just like, okay, that's a dime a dozen. I lost one of my sponsors. Oh, well, I lost the sponsor. I get another one. No big deal. No. She's coming at this like damn near like her feelings hurt. She's coming at this damn near like her feelings hurt. Okay, he says, "Bet I don't have a girlfriend." This is him lying to her. "I don't have a girlfriend. But if I moved you to New Orleans, would you be cool with be like my official? Just asking so I know how to go about the situation with respect." That's what Zion is saying. This is an interesting part. Hopefully y'all can see this so y'all know I ain't making these lines up. It says, "When you move, how much do you expect me to pay you a month? But I'm super excited." It literally says that. I wish I could blow it up bigger for y'all, but Instagram is funny acting. But I just figured out how exactly I'm going to do that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I got to see this one. This is a must see it to believe it type of deal here. This is a you must see it to believe it type of deal. Because let's not make no mistakes here. These chicks come with a stipend. All right. It wasn't a matter of I'm about to move you here. We about to be together. And of course, I'm rich. I live a lifestyle. You're going to benefit from that lifestyle. That's reasonable. But no. Payments, nigga. Payments. Meaning meaning that she's already on payroll. Meaning that, read between the lines, that means she's already on payroll. But he understands if he uproots her and moves her here from whatever she's doing, whatever she got going on, he's expected to fully take on all responsibilities and payments on her. Whatever money she's making for herself, if he move her in, he got to supplement that. He got to supplement. He got to give her whatever he was already giving her just because, and supplement whatever she was making on her own. So he's upfront asking, how much do I have to pay you? But then goes on to say, but I'm super excited. I'm ecstatic. I'm exuberant. Says, when you move, how much do you expect me to pay you a month? But I'm super excited. That's communicating to her that whatever amount you say, I'm down with it. Don't think it was some kind of ultimatum in that amount. Like you could say too high of a number that I'm going to back out the deal. No. That I'm super excited. That's him literally saying that, listen, whatever the cost, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Sir Tice in the building, $2 super chat. He's, I already read that one. But shout out to you, Sir Tice. Shout out to you. Dancy in the building says she only shoots with white men, but is sweating Zion hard. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the show. It's a number of reasons behind that. She was under heat and some controversy. A lot of her black IG fans who kind of built her up and gave her millions of followers on IG that more or less permitted her to go to the industry and say, I'm already coming with millions of fans. I got to pay me top dollar like the top actresses. She went right in, big contract with Brazers or Bang Bros or whoever, making the big money, but only having sex on screen with white dudes. And her black fans was like, hold on, we started from the bottom, now we here. We built you up. We made you. You can't fuck brothers on stage. And she just didn't have the balls to say, look, Brazers and Bang Bros pay more money than Funky Finger Productions. Sorry, but not sorry. She didn't have the balls to just tell them that. She didn't. She should have, but she didn't. So she just talked around it, danced around it, lost a bunch of followers, but whatever. She getting the bag either way. And she was trying to get the ultimate retirement bag off Zion, but some other chick swooped in and got pregnant first. But he was operating like he was in love with both of these chicks. But
These
anyway.
last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
And y'all clowning. Who said she only bangs for white supremacy on her career? What I thought was, she getting got by all the white men, getting paid, but she get paid for it, but she doing all this, smashing the black man for free. But nope. He coming out of pocket too. But she's acting a combination between mad because somebody else trapped him first and on some jilted lover shit. Like what it say up there, I hate you on God, Zion Williams. Looks like you had a girlfriend and sleeping with other women behind my back, you liar. She acting real hurt. She acting real butthurt about this. And porn star acting butthurt, that's pretty, extreme. Pretty amazing, but given what she does for a living. But better pray I'm not pregnant too because I'm definitely late. Now she trying to hit him with a double pregnancy scare. That's some jilted lover shit. That ain't even coming off on some like I'm mad because some other chick is getting a more indefinite secured bag than me. She's on some I'm out. She's on some I'm out to hurt your situation, and she could be on some I'm out to hurt your situation, simply on some mad because the bag is fading away. She could be on that. It could be either or. She could be legitimately butthurt and legitimately mad that her bag is selling away, her retirement bag. But she's making the pregnancy scare threats. Better pray I'm not pregnant too, because I'm definitely late. That's what happens. This dude is too entangled with IG thoughts, porn stars, OnlyFans models, and strippers. Too entangled. Oh, you asking that question? funny you should ask, Hood Conservative. Funny you should ask. I was with you last week in New Orleans, and you couldn't tell me you had a random thought. I think that's a random thought. What? I just think that's thought. I don't know why you got to bleep out thought. You had a random thought pregnant after all I've done for you. I let you fuck me so many times without a condom. And this is what you do to me? A hood rat that does, what is CPN? She said a hood rat that does CPN. What is CPN? And whatever CPN is, it must be bad because she's talking like it's worse than porn. Like you do, let's let that sink in. How trashy of some chicks are you entangled with that the chick who does porn can say, how dare you cheat on me with a chick that does whatever CPN is? It's like if a porn star is saying that this person does something worse than what I do, it's like hold on. Something ain't right there. No, not Christian porn. Yeah. She's calling her a hood rat. Was it CPN? Did she mean OnlyFans? I don't know what she meant with that CPN. I do not know what she mean, but she's basically saying that this chick, she a hoe, but her hoeing ain't right. Her hoeing ain't top tier, top notch. You gonna mess with somebody who hoeing. Now you got to get it together. CPN, Urban Dictionary. Thank you, RM. Just looked it up. She didn't know this already. She looked it up. All right. CPN says in Urban Dictionary says it is a school of whores and bitches that the only thing they know is to smoke jewels and vapes, and they are always fucking with males that they don't even know. Oh. So that's what it is. Let me put my phone on silent. Let me put my phone on silent real quick. All right. But that's what it is. CPN. Okay, let me just blow this back up so we can get it right. Okay. Accuracy is important. Accuracy is important here. So she is saying, I let you fuck me so many times without a condom, and this is what you do to me. A hood rat that does CPN. The porn star is saying that you messing with even a worse, lower class grade of bitch. Like, goddamn. The porn star threatened him at the bottom. I almost missed that part at the bottom. It says, "You put in my life in danger, fucking all these hoes raw." There is an extensive video library of you getting pounded raw by men who also have an extensive video library of them smashing chicks raw, who all also have an extensive, elaborate video library of them also smashing other dudes raw, who has an extensive video library. It goes on and on to infinity. It doesn't stop. So how on earth does a porn star tell somebody that you're putting my life in danger smashing all these chicks raw? How is any of this possible? How is any of this possible? Wow. Oh, BL just said CPN like a credit profile number. She pretends to fix your credit, aka scam. Oh, she a scamming chick. Okay, cool. All right. That's what you mean. That's worse than a porn star. That's definitely worse. Like, this is next level. Oh, wow. Freeman, you said he was dealing with thick white women, but the community got him. What thick white women was he messing with? And did they also, were they also strippers, or not strippers, as I call them, women who jack off dicks with their ass cheeks for a living? Did they also do that? Were they in the industry in any way, shape, or form? I'm curious. Wow. She went to putting this on Twitter. This is what she put on there. I let you fuck so many times without a condom, and this is what you do to me. A hood rat that does CPN. CPN is defined as a school of whores and bitches that the only thing they know is to smoke jewels and vapes, and they are always fucking with males that they don't even know. All right, moving on. Oh my goodness. This gets worse. She says, I warned you about the trapping type hoes. This early to mid 30s, I think, probably early 30s, soon to be retired porn star, messing with a 22-year-old millionaire NBA player, is saying, I warned you about the trapping type hoes. Like, this is next level worse than Derek Jackson trying to warn women about the type of man that cheats. Moriah Mills, a porn star, trying to warn Zion Williams about the type of women that trap men, is literally worse than Derek Jackson trying to warn women about the type of men that cheat. It's literally that bad. It's literally on that level. It's like the hits just keep rolling out with this one. I warned you about the trapping type of hoes, and you didn't listen to me. I know the game. Yes, you do. And you mad because somebody beat you at your own game. Fuck you and congrats again. Okay, now here we go with this one. Look at what it's saying here. It's saying the bill was so high. Look how she contradicted herself. The bill was too high, so you had to scrap for crumbs when you couldn't see me or I was busy. She literally typed that in the same tweet or Instagram post where she also said, I warned you about trapping type hoes and you didn't listen to me. My bill was too high, so you had to scrap for crumbs when you couldn't see me or I was busy. In the same sentence, she warned them about trapping women, about the type of women that be trapping. As if she wasn't running the same play. The other girl played the same game. She just played it better. The other girl probably wasn't asking for as much money up front. She was just trying to play like she was in love and get pregnant while still probably getting some money. She probably had a more tougher stipend. Because remember earlier when he asked, and I don't know if y'all can see that. Wait, no, I don't even got to pull. I can pull it up like this because I took it. Here it is. Remember earlier when he asked, when I move you to New Orleans, because he lived in New Orleans, when I move you to New Orleans, how much do you expect me to pay you a month? But I'm super excited. All right. When he asked her that means he was already paying, but this post right here shows he was already paying her. He just understands he got to pay more if he move her in. But she's saying that current bill before he moved her in was too high. So he had to go get it from a lesser bitch and then got her pregnant and fell in love. And how dare you? How dare you? It says you couldn't even impregnate a real porn star. Well, I think she only do OnlyFans. See, like porn stars hate on the OnlyFans chicks. Is that what it is? We're official. We work for real companies with real production crews, lights, camera, action. There's a director, a screenwriter, and all of that. But y'all just sitting there on y'all Android. Y'all just got on a grainy Android phone on that Android porno. He couldn't get it from a real porn. You couldn't even impregnate a real porn star. Look, she's mad that she's mad that she wasn't the one that got pregnant. You weren't man enough to impregnate me. Only a real man can impregnate me. Now she's doing okay. Now listen to this part. I motivated you to get back in shape. Yeah, Zion do be out of shape. And he did look to be in shape in that gender reveal celebration video. Zion be fat as hell and somehow can still jump high. Like I said, he's a genetic freak of nature, but he looked in real life in good shape in that picture. And she says she was the one that motivated him to get back in shape. And I let you fuck me all kinds of ways and film me on your phone. Uh-oh, Zion. I hope it's only on your phone and not on hers. You delete, control, or delete all that shit. It's going to leak out. And you impregnate a low-budget porn star DNA test, or I'm done. What? She's calling her a low-budget porn star, and she says DNA test, or I'm done. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, basically, find out for sure if that's your baby, and then then we could probably mess with each other if that ain't your baby. But if you got her pregnant, we done. Like, she is pissed. She is pissed. And this is where it just get kind of weird and talking about kinky shit. I let you spit in my mouth last week when we fucked. You could have told me you had another, that's bleeped out, I'm assuming, bitch, pregnant. How was that going to work? Moving us both to New Orleans? You think I would have found out or would not have found out? He was on some goofy shit, man. He was on some goofy shit with the goofiest broads imaginable. And now this was the first thing she posted. Says, if anything happens to me, Zion Williams, it's on you because you have this girl's family threatening me. Now the family is threatening her. The family is threatening her because they get in the bag off Zion as a family. And this porn star chick is trying to fuck up the bag. And they like, no, we got to ride on you for that. We are talking about a man who is filthy, stinking rich, 4 years in the NBA, haven't played a full season yet, stay injured. He getting paid to play video games and recover from injuries. Getting paid millions of dollars to play video games and recover from injuries. And then got himself entangled with some of the trashiest chicks the internet has to offer. I've said it once, I've said it again. And people don't believe me when I say this, and some people have argued with me when I say this. Other than like the BBL fake barcode bodies that, if you into that, then okay, you're not just going to find that in regular chicks. There are chicks who don't advertise their ass on the internet, who, when they take their clothes off, they got just as much ass. Their waist is just as coming in. They're in just as good shape. They like, I mean, if it's a certain aesthetic and body type of woman that you like, those women exist, and they're not also on some ratchet shit on the internet on OnlyFans, or that, like, you don't have to do that, especially when you're a goddamn successful millionaire black man, 22 years old. The world is your oyster. You are the king of your universe. To get entangled in this is just absolutely just it blows my mind. It blows my mind. To throw it back to Theo's tweet, black men deserve better. Black men deserve better. Cold Steel in the building says she has a YouTube channel. This chick is a bird brain. Who has a YouTube channel? The porn star or the stripper? Which one? Which one? Xavier in the building says, has Zion had a DNA test already? Assuming no. I'm assuming no. He don't seem smart enough to do that. He dumb enough to get entangled in this shit. He don't seem smart enough to already have a DNA test on deck. So no. I'm gonna lean towards no. Jackie Jack in the building says, you gotta get the Hoes Mad clip from Hood Conservative for this. Yeah. That one would be appropriate. That one would definitely be appropriate. But that is just all kinds of just levels of just stupidity. The levels of stupidity with this one it's just beyond me. It's just beyond me. Give me a second real quick. While I pull.
Hold up.
I'm going to play Stephen A. Smith take on this real quick. I'm going to play his take on it while I look for something, actually.
Do it again, please.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed. Stays off the weed. You couldn't stay off.
All right, but hold on. That where's it at? Where's it at? All right, here we go. Got to get Stephen A. Smith's take on this. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yesterday, reading some stuff with some whole gender reveal thing going on. The name Zion Williamson came up. And for those of you who don't know, Zion Williamson is a star player for the New Orleans Pelicans. That's who he is. He's in the news on the internet for the wrong reasons because apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, looking at my team, he's about to be a daddy. He's about to be a dad. And the person who's about to make him a new father is not the person that was on social media talking about him. Now, I know that it's my job to talk about the news, but I pride myself in not getting into people's personal business like that. I talk sports, I talk news, I talk current events, stuff like that, but I kind of refrain from the personal because there are certain lines that can't be crossed. But I do have an obligation to say this much. Apparently, a girl by the name of Moriah Mills is all over the internet and calling him out by name, attaching his name to stuff and saying, giving vivid details of their encounters with one another. She's a porn star. Now, y'all gonna sit up there and say, damn, where's Stephen A. going with this? Where am I going? Are you ready for this? I'm kind of pissed. Kind of pissed off. Because all I can think about is, man, you only played 29 games last year. And you missed the season before that. And I've been wondering what the hell is taking you so long to get healthy. Well, now I know. I mean, forget all this stuff. That's his personal business. She put it out there. It's a damn shame. My advice to you youngins out there, you can't always police what your partner is going to do. What's going to be publicized, what's not going to be publicized. You got to cancel them immediately if they're willing to betray your trust like that. I know I would. Second order of business is that chances are if you mess with a porn star, it's going to be public. I don't call Jimmy Garoppolo porn star Jimmy for nothing. The man went to a damn restaurant in Melrose, and right there at Beverly Hills with the porn star. Clearly, you wanted everybody to know you porn star Jimmy. Porn star Zion doesn't exactly ring the same way as porn star Jimmy. But that porn star didn't talk about Garoppolo the way this one is talking about Zion. And I'm not going to repeat what she said. It's not appropriate, even for YouTube. I'm not doing it. I'm just not.
Yes, it is.
Because I don't care. You're young, you're not married, you can do what you want to do with whomever you choose. It's your business. It's a damn shame she putting your stuff out like that. Need to cancel her. But there's a bigger issue here. I mean, she's a porn star. Well, one would surmise she's kind of an expert at whatever it is she does. And, I've been waiting for the leg injury to cure, to heal, Zion. I've been waiting for a while. We've been waiting for a while. New Orleans has been waiting for a while. I mean, we've been waiting, man. I'm not going to get into all of this. I'm just going to say, yo, man, when you going to play?
The context behind what he's saying for the non-basketball fans. The basketball fans know and understand exactly what he's talking about. Zion is basically getting away with murder on the NBA. He was, some people was ranking him as high, going to be the next LeBron James and this or that. That may have been an overration, maybe a bit overrating, but he definitely has the genetics to do it. However, he been injured so much, injury after injury after injury, that takes forever to heal. And it's like the NBA is just paying him to basically lay up, play video games, and smash porn stars and strippers. He hasn't been on the court. He hasn't been on the court. So I know what I'm thinking is it's probably somewhere in the contract to where if we're paying you millions and you not even playing and you having all these off the court distractions, it's like this is turning into a situation where they could feasibly probably work out some fine print in there where it's like, we ain't got to pay you. It's bad enough you're injured, but you can't even stay out the damn media. You can't you're getting clowned like this on social media. Everybody talking about you bringing all this, and we don't even get the benefit from having you out there getting 25 points and 13 rebounds. We don't get the benefit of that, but we get the backlash of somebody who wear our jersey entangled with porn stars and strippers and shit blowing up on Twitter and shit like that. They get all the negative, but none of the benefit. It was players like Iverson who brought some negative attention every now and then, but at least he was out there dropping 35. Zion bringing negative attention, and he ain't even dropping he ain't even putting up no numbers. He ain't even playing.
Forget her. Forget all that. That's your personal business. When you gonna play, Zion? In 29 games. You missed the game before. Your first season, you only played 21 games. Your second season, you missed 21 games. You played 24 games your first season, missed 21 your second season, didn't play your third season, and only played 29 out of 82 games your fourth season. I mean, damn, bro. No wonder you ain't healthy. I'm talking about your legs. I'm just saying, man. Y'all focus on the wrong thing. Get your minds out of the gutter. That's his business. What I'm concerned about is we need those legs spry. We need you bench pressing with your big self. We need you bench pressing about 400 pounds. We need you running up and down that court. New Orleans needs you healthy. Do you understand that if you were healthy this year, Zion Williamson, New Orleans could be in the finals? Y'all could have beat Denver. You, C.J. McCullough, Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas and those boys, you could have beat Denver. Y'all weren't even in the equation because you weren't healthy. Zion Williamson, ladies and gentlemen, Zion Williamson, in the last 2 seasons that he's played, the man has averaged 27 points on 61% shooting from the field and 26 points on 60% shooting from the field. He's a man-child. But you can't get healthy. Your lower extremities were compromised.
All right, that's enough. All right, I don't know if it's a connection between the two. I don't know if having NBA basketball related leg injuries and you're trying to heal from those injuries, but you keep smashing strippers and porn stars. There's a such thing as a re-aggravated injury. I think Stephen A. Smith is going with the theory that that Zion Williams keep like re-aggravating his injuries. I don't know if those two things was I don't know if those two things are connected. They very well could be. They very well could be. He could be re-aggravating injuries. That's a theory. That is a theory. Now, what the hell? I did all of that, took all that time. And I don't even got the right thing ready to go. What the hell is going on there? What in the hell is going on there? Give me 1 second. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now we ready. Now we ready. All right, let me get ready. All right. So here's the deal. In semi-related news, speaking of NBA players with thoughts. All right. And Shaquille O'Neal, big ass, with Brittany Renner. Where are they going? Where might they be going, you may ask? Well, they apparently appear to be going out on a date. All right. Y'all see any problems here? Yeah. All right. Now, in my most charitable givings to Shaq right now, me being as most charitable as I possibly could. All right. They could be just talking business. All right. Shaq is a businessman who owns everything. Shaq. A lot of people don't know. Shaq like owned Forever 21. Like he owns some stuff you wouldn't even think he owned. Shaq owns a lot of shit. All right. Like he's a businessman. He also he's in the podcasting business. I'm trying to reach here for what business he could possibly have with Brittany Renner that don't involve him getting entangled with Brittany Renner. Yeah, Papa John's. Yeah, and call out all the stuff. He trying to get her set up on that General's Insurance stuff that y'all be seeing them commercials on. That's what he's doing. I'm trying to figure out what could Shaq be possibly doing that's not him just, you know, playing the PJ Washington roulette right now. He playing Russian roulette with the same gun that PJ Washington played with. No, I'm trying to come up with a reason. Sir Tice said his name is Shaquille O'Neal. I'm trying to come up with valid reasons as to why he's in a business meeting with Brittany Renner. That's what we're trying to do here. All right. Now, Brittany Renner don't look like she showed up for business. She didn't show up in a pantsuit. She ain't in her skankiest attire, but she didn't show up in a business casual, business professional pantsuit. Now he did. He showed up in a hoodie. So, you know, he ain't, you know, but, you know, when you Shaq, you don't got to get dressed up for shit, you know, but I'm trying to give Shaq the big trick, Some of y'all don't get how funny that is, but Shaq puts the big before everything. His podcast is the Big Podcast. When he played for Phoenix, he called him the Big Cactus. The big everything, the big Aristotle, the big he put big in front of everything. So that's why that's funny, Body Thug. I got it. The big trick. Yeah. We trying to give Shaq the benefit of the doubt. At least I am. But if he is on some, again, with Five Guys, yes, he owns Five Guys. If he is on some, I've seen this chick on the internet. I've seen her do all her videos talking about how stupid. Well, I mean, those are her golden oldies, her classics. Talking about how stupid NBA players are, how easy they'll be to trap. They don't use condoms. What's the name? The porn star chick just proved that with Zion. They don't use condoms. It'd be so easy to trap one of them. Hell, the chick that just trapped him proved that. The porn star chick and the chick he got pregnant. Just prove that. So Brittany Renner, talking about they don't use condoms. It'd be so easy to trap them. She wrote a book about all her stuff with NBA players. She basically wrote the Trap a Nigga manual. And then what did she do? She went and got, with all that being out there on the internet and on bookshelves, she went and got with PJ Washington, got a baby, and then kited. That's what happened. If Shaq looked at all of that and said, hey, but she cute though, and then proceeded forward, he deserved whatever he got coming. He deserved whatever he got coming. It's like, like if I was to see, I don't know, Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, or this is some dumb shit John Morant would do right now. NBA dumb boy. Shout out to Kwame Brown who called him that. That's just some stuff that NBA dumb boy would do. Shaq being older, seasoned, retired, to do this is just the epitome of stupidity. If he's actually trying to mess with her for real. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, saying they doing business. I don't know, damn it, they could FaceTime. Don't know why they need to go out and be at a restaurant. I'm sure Shaq does all kind of business through FaceTime. I'm sure when you do, like they at a level they can they do business in actual business structures, like not going out looking like they're on a date. But anyway, Sir Tice in the building says Traquil's business empire includes 150 car washes, 17 Auntie Anne's, and at one point 155 Five Guys. He owns more shit than even that. Like it's like he owns a ridiculous amount of stuff. So shout out to Shaq on that. Shaq is rated real high, but he's still damn near underrated. Like how great and how dominant he was. Like, as a basketball fan, got nothing but love for Shaq, the basketball player. But let's not forget, he's the same person who said that his daughters, he's just going to hand them over to Empire. His sons, they got to leave. They got to go work for it. They got to go earn it. They got to go build their own shit. I'm giving all this to my daughters. That's black men not understanding how kingdoms and rulership and legacy and all of that is passed down. It passes down through your sons. You can keep your daughters with you living in house until you find the suitable guy to marry them off to send them off somewhere, and hopefully pair them up with somebody that got money to keep the family money tight. Pair them off, send them off with somebody that got money. Keep the family money on point. But you pass it down through your sons who keep the family name and lineage intact and money intact. But no, He want to pass it to his daughters, who gonna take another man's name, and then that man's lineage and offspring and progeny going forward is going to basically inherit the Shaq empire. Meanwhile, his sons, who, you know, halfway decent at basketball, might make a little money, barely. They might. I know one of them was almost, didn't one of them like about to ride the bench for somebody? Or didn't make it or tried? Oh. Okay, he's in the G League. Okay, one of them is in the G League. He's playing for the Lakers, but he didn't. I think he wasn't playing for the Lakers. No, he played in 4 games for the Lakers. Okay, he was playing for the Lakers in the summer league. He ain't make it. They sent him to the G League. So even right there, his oldest son isn't exactly good enough to make it to the NBA. But he got to go out and get it himself. Aegon the First. Yeah, he do need to watch Game of Thrones. He do. A lot of black men don't understand what legacy and all that means. They think it just means just making the babies. Remember that dude who had like 32 kids or 29 kids, however, by like 17, 16, 18 women. He was calling it his legacy. Like just busting them, getting them pregnant. That's not legacy. That's not how this works. Not how any of this works. Carlo in the building says, are these guys aware of the manosphere? Whoo! Are these guys aware of the manosphere? Or are they just not trying to heed the warnings? I really do wonder. They are aware in the sense that, like, Shaq knew who Kevin Samuels was. And typically, if you watch Kevin Samuels, it normally trickle downs a little bit. You know, it trickled downs a little bit. So yeah, they know. They know. They see this type of content, and this type of content is everywhere. This type of content is all over. You know, it's this content is bigger than the manosphere itself now. It's not self-contained like it once was. Like, it's all over. It's literally all over. So it's almost impossible to miss it. You may get a watered down version of it. You may get, you know, but it's out there. It's out there. Sir Tice saying, I think they think it can't happen to them. Perhaps. That could very well be it. That could very well be it as well. But no, that's what they on. That's what they on. So my conclusion with this one is, if Shaq is like, if this is 100% personal, what we're seeing right here, if this is 100% personal, then I gotta say Shaq is the biggest dummy on earth. The biggest dummy on earth. Oh, and unrelated news. Y'all remember when I talked about how Usher and Childish Gambino was dressed like two strong, independent black women that ain't need no man? And I was joking saying that Donald Glover's pantsuit had to back out. I saw a video the other day where he like did a 360 spin with that outfit on, and the back is literally out of it. I was just playing. I just thought it was like it could have been just like a little split right there on the side, but no, the whole back out is in his. Nigga pulled up with it wearing a suit with the back out. Like I just unrelated. I just, you know, it popped up. It popped up on me. I saw it. I was like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. D-Rock Den sent a Cashapp for $5. Sent a $5 Cashapp. He says, we'll be red pilled in no time. after time. And no time after time. Well, put it like this, man. Put it like this. Shaq is one of those people, and I heard him say this. Shaq is one of those people, and I heard him actually say this, that his relationships, his marriage, all of that, it came to an end, an abrupt end. Well, he says it's all his fault because he was, messing around and cheating and doing this and doing that. And it is some older men who they carry a certain amount of shame and guilt and feel bad about what they did, to the point to where anything that the woman did, they feel like, well, she wouldn't have did that if I wasn't doing what I was doing. So they can get completely bent over in a divorce. A chick could do some completely ill shit. It could end bad. It could blow up in their face. They still walk away from it, not fully processing that the chick did anything messed up. It's sort of like the equivalent of, like we hear a lot of boomers who come up here. They probably was out there in the 80s wilding, doing all kind of stuff, smashed a bunch of chicks, probably was slapping chicks up. They was doing all kind of, drug, sex, rock and roll. They was living that life, and they see the destruction left in their wake. So when they hear us talking, men who haven't done all that destruction, they come to us with a certain energy, trying to protect and defend women because they're guilty about what they did, and now they got daughters and they got granddaughters and they got all of that. And it's like some of these dudes be getting legit screwed over by women and they still don't see it. They think it's the men. So somebody like Shaq could very well look at PJ Washington and say, no, he wasn't treating her right. He was cheating on her. It's like they still walk around thinking women are made of sugar and spice and everything nice. So it's like it's not much escaping that. That's how they think, that's how they view things, that's how they process things, that's how they view the world. That's how they view the world. So no, some of them are they're not going to learn. They're not going to learn. They're not going to see Brittany Renner as somebody, she's just a little old woman. She just needs some guidance. They're not going to see it like what it actually is. They're not going to see it like what it actually is. But let me, oh shit. All right. Damn it. I got to talk about this. I'm put the link in the chat. I want somebody to come up and save me because I don't even want to get into this. Because my boy Marshawn Lynch is kind of out here wilding. I'm going in on pro athletes today. Sorry, but not sorry. Now, Marshawn Lynch is one of the smart ones who didn't spend none of his NFL salary. He only lived off endorsements. But he just recently did something that makes me raise an eyebrow. Before I have to get into that, Sir Tice is in the building. What's going on?
Testing, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on a second, I'm going to unmute because the other one is playing another window.
Hold on, let me get these on. I can hear you. All right, what's up? What you got on this?
Man, this is embarrassing on all fronts for all the participants, from Shaquille to Zion and all these guys. Now, let me get some insight on what I know about this. So one of my best friends, they're twin brothers, and they used to play D1 ball. Bobby Jackson, Vashawn Leonard, those kind of guys from the late 90s, 2000s, they know. And, we would be in those circles and things, right? So I saw a lot of things, and let me just tell you, I'm not impressed. You impressed with what they can do on the court, but their social skills are completely retarded. And you would think that having seen, you remember back when you was probably in high school when that whole thing with Sean Kemp came out, and it was like he got 6 baby mamas and all that shit, and it was a Sports Illustrated cover. It was like, "Are you my daddy?" And that's when all this stuff came out. You remember that?
Barely. I remember Sean Kemp when he first came to the league and was dunking on everybody, but I wasn't paying attention when they.
Okay, yeah. My bad for interrupting you, but
go ahead.
The point I was getting at is that this information has been known since the late 90s, and you would think that brothers would adapt to things, but what seems to have happened is the women have adapted much more, and they still getting their money. They still see these dudes as a big lick and tricks and things like that. I was gonna say something about Zion first, but I just lost my train of thought about. I'll tell you this about Shaquille, as I'm gonna call him. I got nothing but respect for Shaq on just the business front, and he has a very magnanimous nature. I remember seeing him after games, and he'll cover the whole tab. And I remember he said he wasn't spending his NBA money; he was spending mostly just his endorsement money at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny that Chris mentioned this about during the lockout. 1990 knocked up 6 chicks.
That's when you was talking about it.
Like, not necessarily that. Not necessarily that. I did something on Hoop Jargon's channel where we talked with Malik Rose. He used to be on the Spurs, and he's like the president of the G League right now. We actually talked about this and how. And get this, he said that when he was president of the Players Association, that if any NBA player wants their books to be looked at, they can get it for free at an NBA, audit. It's no reason for these guys to be going broke and things like that or whatever, right? But he said many of them don't use it, and they just love tricking and shit, so it's just part of the lifestyle.
What do you mean when you say if they want their books to be looked at? What exactly are you talking about?
Okay, hey, you make $5 million a year and you're 20 years old, right? That's a lot to throw at a 20-year-old, right? You probably bought mama a house, you probably bought all this. They're going to hook you up to look at your books and say, look, you're spending too much here or this. They will come up with they'll even come up with a budget for you, enough of a budget where you can still ball out and shit like that. They're willing to do that. I think their 401k is 100% off the. I mean, it's the benefits these guys have is ridiculous. But I'll get back into this tricking culture and things like that. As smart as Shaq is, how he uses money, how he's developed his businesses. I've defended him in having his Papa John's franchise. I don't know if you remember that controversy that had happened with him and taking over the Papa John's thing. People like, why are you taking over a racist? I defended it.
Of course, go on and capitalize on their shit. Take their shit.
Exactly. But
take our shit. If we had some popular, not we, but if some black people owned or started some popular fried chicken hold on shop or whatever the hell, and fucking and Peyton Manning, if Peyton Manning put 400 million on it and buy him out of it, and now it's his, now he own Tyrone's fried chicken and grits. Like we would.
I have a little bet with a friend. I'm looking for a white guy named Tyrone. Has there ever? I
worked at a job, and my supervisor, a white man, his name was Lee. I called him Lee for like 5 years. And then I found out on the 5th year, I found out that man's name is actually Leroy. I worked for a white guy named Leroy. He went by Lee. So I guess he got a little more upward mobility. I don't know, but he went by Lee. But the man's name was Leroy. Yes. Yeah. Your mom, his mom was
Tyrone Power, the actor. Your chat is a trip. I didn't know that Chris mentioned that Randy Brown got 10 kids. It's funny. You could be a marginal player or whatever, and but this is what I'll say. I said this in the chat. Yeah, no, I said this in the chat. I had mentioned that shout out to Shaq and his businesses and things like that. But these guys' social skills are just listen. They could just look a chick way or whatever, and they walk up to them, right? And the chicks hardly don't know who most of them are. They only know the stars, But it's to me just a damn shame. And oh man, I see Osriel join, so I know he's gonna chomping at the bit on this one. it blows me away that hood niggas, I hate to use this word, but I gotta say it. It's hood niggas got more game in getting these broads than these dudes who got all these resources. I know that, your basketball skills, your amount of money doesn't intersect with, how you navigate through this, but Brittany Renner, come on, man. And so much for that religious conversion, right? Whatever happened to Christ? Or you like, oh, what's wrong with that? She just went to dinner with him. Lastly, that dude has got a type of a type of a type of a type. All those broads that he's with tend to look very similar or have, the very similar features. I knew this chick in Orlando, man, and she fits that same hoops. Brittany, that aesthetic, light complexion, tend to be on 5'4", low, shorter, nice bodies.
Like them short red bones.
Yeah, I think he like them. He like them shorter than 5'4". Hoops look every bit of 5 foot even, but I don't know.
She's definitely 5 foot, but she's a bad bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was something else I was gonna say about this whole Zion thing. That's just embarrassing. That's just. Dude, you doing all this and you hardly even on the floor, I mean, it was something that Stephen A had said that I agree with, that the NBA is probably going to look to put in some things in their clauses like, look, you're damaging our brand. Motherfuckers in black social media, because, black social media don't really like sports. They just like the personalities, quite frankly. They talking about this shit more than the goddamn finals.
Oh, yeah. And the point that I made when I was watching the Stephen A rant on it is that there's been plenty of people like Iverson and a lot of others who are off-court distractions, but they going out there dropping 30.
Yeah, I heard that.
This dude he's the off-court distraction right now, and he can't even get in the game. Could you imagine? Remember when Grant Hill, after he signed with Orlando, and then that's when all his injuries started happening?
Of course I do.
Yeah. And, Grant Hill in 4 years. Oh yeah. That was sad. Well, it was bittersweet, kind of, depending on how petty you are, because Grant Hill was our hope after the Bad Boys broke up. Then we got Grant Hill, but then he left after like 6 years, and then he went to Orlando, and then
Wallace came. You're right.
Yep, and then all those injuries came in for Grant Hill, so it was like, hey, we dodged the bullet. This man, he was going to sign him for a long-term contract, and then he break down with us, and then because he went like 4 years only playing like
he lasted
35 games.
Yeah, he lasted like 10 years. But you were making a point about you were making a point about something. Here, I'll say this, and then I've gone long enough. I don't know if you've heard this, but Patrick Beverly had made a statement on one of his podcasts saying that 50% of dudes don't even care about the NBA or NBA players don't even. You heard that, right? So DeMar DeRozan and PG-13 basically on their podcast, they said, I agree with him 100%. So what's the point here? If these multi-millionaire guys don't care about the craft that got them to to have generational upon generational wealth, what the hell makes you think that they're going to make the best decisions as it relates to these stats and shit like that? I'm personally convinced. I mean, I saw Keep It 100 say he know one of the chicks that Zion was messing with. She was on one of his magazine covers. I would love for him to chime in any insight he would know. But these guys, they continually, yearly embarrass me in their decision making. Check out old boy Travis Ruloff. Salute on that not guilty. Did y'all see that broad? Did y'all see that broad? You got into all that crap for that?
Yeah, she looked like I'm from New York. She looked like a chick that work at Target. I was like, damn, like you football player, you couldn't get something better than that.
I mean, I'm fine, bitch. Work everywhere. I don't have, but I get what you get.
I mean, but you gotta. I mean, there's levels to this, right? These chicks that look like that, kind of look sloppy looking. Got a double chin look. She borderline looking like Peter Griffin, but he could have got a nice little bottle girl or something like that. You know what I mean? But here's my thing. I want to say that shout out to Magic Johnson. Shout out to Michael Jordan. they were getting it in, but the difference between them is they still balled out. I mean, if you ever saw that interview with Magic Johnson, I forgot, it was a CBS interview, and more or less he was saying like, "Hey, I'm on the road. Cookie knows the deal." Like basically, he was saying this is an open relationship.
I never heard Magic say that. I mean, obviously we know that. I didn't need to hear him say it, but because we could kind of tell. Given, I mean, he paid he paid the ultimate price for it for all of that.
Like,
But
jargon come up.
But he was like,
hold a second, Osriel. Hoop jargon got a picture of him and Brittany. Renner
or Griner?
Who's the one was in Russia?
Renner is the one you want to grind on. That's
okay. Thank you. Yeah.
I'd say if you want to know the distinction, you say the tall looking one is like Big Bird. You say Brittany Carpet Muncher, and the other one is Brittany Groomer. That's what you want to say.
Brittany Groomer. That's funny.
Yeah. Or what they call? They will call her Brittany Kelly on Twitter.
Oh my goodness.
AD, there will be no slander.
Hey, shout out to Keeper 100. He said Moriah was one of his cover models. If you got any inside information to add to this, ball means, I mean, come up anyway if you just want to come up. But definitely, if you got any slight insider information to add to this, by all means, come on up.
Let me add something.
But real quick, JC the Conqueror in the building with $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who's supporting the stream. Each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Shout out to JC the Conqueror.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
All right.
Hey, to JC's point, LeBron makes those broad sign NDAs. This is what I mean. Look, there's ways that you can play around and all this. These dudes be on their own phones, not even burners, not even two separate, like their boy, hitting up their IGs. I've seen these things. It's embarrassing, man.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this too. I can't even go hard on them because it has gotten worse with them. But think about what Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin. There was rumors that they got Riley Reid, a famous porn star, pregnant, and she didn't know who the baby daddy was, and the possibility was it was between one of them. It was between either Kevin Durant or Riley or Blake Griffin. There was rumors about that. So my thing is, I don't know. The porn star to industrial complex with NBA players has been going on for a long time. Started with Wilt Chamberlain, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
What up,
no doubt.
Well, that ended up being Bruce Brown who got that. That ended up being that chick's child's father. It was Bruce Brown. It just came out a couple weeks ago.
That's crazy. Yeah, and that dude's the toast of the town in Denver, by the way. I don't mean just how he's playing. I mean, like, they're like, we got to re-sign him to a long-term deal. So that baby is set.
Yeah. I ain't even been watching the finals, ever since the Lakers got eliminated. It's been good, though. It's
been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I mean, well, it seemed like it's good. I haven't really watched it. I just, catch some highlights. But anyway, I'm losing interest in the NBA. But that's my favorite sport, though. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, I ain't been motivated. But anyway.
Say this. You know what was happening with basketball? The players don't have the love for the game no more. Like people, they don't really have. They're not really like this one thing. Everybody, I put it to you this way: like Michael Irvin, people know he was on that nose candy, right? But he was still that dog. Like it was him, Emmitt Smith, Troy. Like they were still like passionate about playing the game. Like you can have your vices. Charles Barkley had his vices. Jordan, of course, gambling and all that stuff, had their vices, but there was still a love of the game, and they made sure that everything else came second. It could have been a close second, but it came second.
I think his levels. I'm gonna go to you, Chris, but I think his levels to it. I mean, there's clearly certain star players and certain players on certain teams that got love and passion for the game. Then it's those who don't give a fuck. So I think it's levels to it.
Yeah, we just
you can't tell me Jimmy Butler ain't out there playing with passion. It's so many of them that get out there and they put their passion out there into it. So I mean, but I think it varies. But go ahead, Chris.
There's a talent deficit in the NBA right now.
Oh, come on, man.
No, there's not a talent deficit. But I remember something distinctly. I don't know if you guys remember this. There used to be the Sports Illustrated with kids for kids back when we were when I was all right. And I remember one year, like this is when they were introducing salary caps in football, basketball, hockey. They were going through introducing the salary cap. I remember distinctly when Sedell 3 was on the Lakers, and anyway, they had a contest where you had to build an NBA roster using a salary cap. They had different people's things listed. And at that time, you're talking about this is right after Magic retired. I mean, retired
92.
or right before. Okay, so it's right around that time. The average salary in the NBA was something like $975,000. Okay, you're talking about that would be with inflation $2.1 million now. Okay, I'm not saying $2.1 million isn't a lot of money to make in a year, but you can't make that. But when you say the average career is only 3-4 years, that's not you're set for life sort of money. You could do that. Like, for instance, we had a family friend, he was in the NBA for like 8 years, right? And so he saved his money. He bought his parents a house. This was like in the 80s. He saved his money, got his parents a house, put his other siblings through college, and then he was able to him and his wife opened up a business that's still going, and that's what they do for a living. They own a business. It's a very well-known funeral home here in Metro Detroit. So that is like how these guys used to make money. But when you start talking about the average salary now in the NBA, I think it's like $8.5 or $10 million.
That's a lot.
I mean, you have to understand, when you're cutting these checks, you have to think about it. Back then, guys couldn't get in the league until they were probably a junior. So when they got in the league, they were already 21, 22 years old already. So they each had some level of maturity. They had, because they'd been on college campus for a couple of years. They, had been in some structured environments. You're saying now they're getting in the league and they're only 18 months removed from high school, and they're signing, if they're a lottery pick, they got a $9 million a year contract. And that changes that the owners, they went ahead and they settled they didn't lock them out. I thought that they were really, really going to force the issue because of how these guys sitting out and some of the other issues are going on. But they decided
to cut you off, but they will. They're about to start the next bargaining.
No, they already signed it. They already signed. They're signed through like 2028 or 2030. I thought they were going to play hardball and put the clamps down, but I think that they just wanted to get that TV money while it was still hot, and they didn't fight the players on it. But anyway, the NBA, these guys are making so much money, and I love the NBA. I have no problem with these guys getting their money. There's with LeBron exiting, the NBA got very lucky. After they were in the doldrums, the post-Jordan era, they had some very bad citizens with like the Iversons, the Chris Webbers of the world, who were the face of the league, and they were causing a lot of problems off the court. They had a very good run where they had LeBron and his buddies who came in 2003 to 2007, where they really haven't done anything. And I think that we're about to see a swing back where I think these guys are not ready socially to deal with a corporate mass media and a global mass media that though they're going to make a lot of money, they can't handle it. That's why you see Ja Morant, he can't stop playing with guns on video.
Also, I want to say this too. And me and Citizen Lou were talking about this. The NBA is pushing for a global market, right? That's why if you look at it. You have Jokic. Your top 3 out of 4 or 5 players every year in the MVP vote is what? Embiid, Jokic, Giannis.
But that's all a result of the NBA decided to go global in the 90s. Okay, some people don't realize this. A lot of people say the dream team in '92 was about the NBA, about the USA wanting to show that they're the best at basketball. Really, it was a help wanted side because
it was make it global.
Yeah, it was a help wanted side because I don't know people remember this. The NBA was very deep in talent on the first 8-9 players on a team in the 80s, and then you added like 6 teams in 8 years. And by 93, 94, the NBA product was very bad, and everyone knew it. Jordan covered it up at the top because you didn't have a lot of player movement. But by 97, 98, it was very obvious that there was a lot of garbage teams, and it continued until about 2005.
Can I add to that briefly? And to be specific, is after the inclusion of like with the Orlando, Miami, the 4 teams that were added in '88, it was the 2 Canadian teams. Well, at the time, Vancouver and Toronto. And then that expansion draft, that's what completely watered it down. So you're spot on that. Just kind of giving the visual. Vancouver went to Memphis, but go ahead. Your point about the global kick, I also think they're like, look, we're sick of these goddamn stories or whatever. And they're going to actually start looking more into that talent pool than the NCAA pool in general. Because, I mean, it's one thing when it's one thing when Alan Crabb, I don't even think he's in the league anymore. He gets in fucking trouble or whatever. You talk about a person who got the bag and said, fuck it. That was definitely him. But it's another thing when you're 2 of your, in the same draft, ironically, John Morant and Zion Richardson, you fucking with porn stars and shit like this, this is not good.
Draft.
This is not good. People see. What I hate is that because so many black people watch the NBA, they think it's a black league or whatever. It's not. It's arguably one of the most corporate things. That is not a good corporate look, for the branding, for the advertising partners. You fucking with OnlyFans bitches. Wait a minute, you're on text with this? Come on, dog. all those. I'll shut up after I say this. What's the point of even having these rookie symposiums? I mean, at those symposiums, Hoop, if you can come up, you can add to this or whatever. Who played pro balls globally, so he knows a lot more even than I do. But at those symposiums, they tell them, watch out for these kind of girls, or this city is known for this or whatever. They try to tell them, but I guess they think they're all above it.
Well, again, look, as someone who's a reformed knucklehead, I could say if I got handed, a $2 million salary when I was 19, 20 years old, I would have made some very poor decisions.
Yeah, I told you this personally in person. I find it hard to believe that you were a knucklehead, but go ahead.
Well, sometimes, you'd be surprised. So I would just say the NBA, so if you see what they're doing is the NBA is actually trying to move more towards the baseball or hockey model, where these guys are moving towards being in the pipeline to be professionals at a younger age. So that way, by the time they get to the NBA, all this stuff has been worked out. The reason why you don't see a lot of this stuff in baseball and hockey is one thing is it's a little bit different culture, but another thing is they go into the professional track very early in their lives, where they start understanding, look, it's one thing for you to, when you get dropped again a couple $1 million, and now you're in one of the 30 biggest metros in the United States, you're going to react very differently than, okay, you were playing junior hockey and you're 17 years old, staying with a host family in a suburb, 30 miles north of Minneapolis, and you're making, $3,000. You might be making $2,000 or $3,000 a week. You're going to you handle it differently. You know what I mean? Like they grow into that system, so that way when they get that contract, they're like, okay, I'm getting more money, but they understand that I'm a professional. I need to show up. I need to show up to practice on time. I need to take care of my body. I need to worry about this, that. And so that's what they're essentially doing. They're trying to lower the age of professionalism. But the problem is, in the United States, we have this cooked-in culture of the NCAA tournament is one of the hugest events of the year every year. And then
I don't mean to cut you off, but no one was watching the tournament this year. Like, it was like
they still watched it. They did numbers.
And don't knock Florida. We had 2 teams here. Real quick, to Chris's point, just to build upon his. I think the baseball and hockey culture is different, and I don't mean by the majority of the race that play it. their development system, which I wish the NBA could actually use its G League for, helps that, but cultivate that, with the single A, double A, and triple A. In other words, you have to earn your way to get to the major league or into the NHL. You have to go through these levels, and it makes those guys kind of appreciate it more versus in the NBA. You have a hype AAU career. You get enough social media hype, and hell, motherfuckers want to pluck you in the draft already. They trying to do that with LeBron's son, and that kid is not a top. I don't think he is.
Right, he's legit. He's legitimately a top 18 to 30 player in the country. I mean, when you saw him, but that's not. Come on now, we've all played ball. When you get on the floor with guys like that, you don't want to be on the floor with guys like that when you're on the other team.
Oh, by the way, you gotta say something. You got a second. Funny moments. Robert F. Trick married a porn star. Is he a trick? Yes, that would make him a trick. He could qualify for a better woman than that. His
Robert who?
Robert F. He
married a woman who does videos.
I didn't know.
Well, no. As far as I understand it, she used to do Playboy or something like that.
But guys at that level, they've been doing that. That's just how they've been rolling like that for like decades. Especially this is his second go round, so I
want to say
you don't marry the Playboy bunny. I can't criticize Zion getting entangled with IG thoughts and porn stars and getting them pregnant and falling in love and thinking something serious is gonna come from that. And then Robert Smith, he married a damn Playboy bunny. Like that's goofy to me. But I mean, hell, Trump did the same damn thing.
Yeah, but
hold on, wait. With Trump and Robert F. Smith, there is the appearance of doing it more structured and reining it in to where it ain't no stupid shit going on. It do look different, but it is a similar thing. It is a similar thing. I think we give them credit that they're older, wiser, smarter, and their situation is clearly working. So we give them more credit. And we look at Zion like this chick just got pregnant. You about to get got. That's just all to it. So anyway.
I also want to say this too. I think the nail in the coffin for a lot of American-born Black players or Black athletes that are aspiring to get to the NBA, I think, is Victor Wembanyama. If he becomes good, hear this now that I say this, they're going to be scouring high and low. Like they're gonna probably take most of their scouts and push it further into the Euro leagues, like the French league. And
the NBA already. I mean, I'm not agreeing with you. The NBA already has NBA NBA Africa leagues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is,
Joel Embiid didn't end up in North Carolina playing at a private school when he was 15 on accident.
Exactly.
It's gonna get accelerated, and the whole idea of you need a American-born player to be able to market to American fans. That's gonna be out the way. That's gonna be out the way. It's gonna be like wanting the next white hope. Is gonna be the European player.
Yeah, but let me ask this on the topic of the show. Why do y'all think that these young 22-year-olds, all this, I mean, I know the manosphere is just a bunch of dudes who can't get no hoes and, incels and all that. I get it. So, that's my bad. But how is it that these young, fresh and fit, I can't help but seeing them guys everywhere. And I'm like, fuck, all this stuff is everywhere. And these guys are still yearly making these same mistakes. What say you guys and why this is happening? In other words, they can't claim it's not for a lack of information. This is what I'm getting at.
Because when you just like, okay, everybody knows at this point, everybody knows that if you start selling drugs, that in 18 months you're going to be locked up or you're going to take a bullet. And you still have guys lined up to do it. This isn't 1980 and we didn't know, but everybody still knows somebody, who's 16, 17 years old right now who's about to hit the corner. or hit the trap house or hit or whatever or start grinding, whatever they're going to do. So no, everyone thinks their situation is going to be different. Everyone thinks they're the exception and they're the one who can, cash out in time and go legit or whatever. Everyone thinks that they're going to be different. And so Zion was just thinking probably, or whoever, okay, I'm just going to mess with these chicks just for a little bit. And he might say, oh, if I get one kid, he might just charge it to the game. I mean, everyone knows they don't want to be Dwight Howard. He has what, 6 confirmed, and he might have as many as 12. So everyone's saying you don't want to be. Everyone knows that that's the line you don't want to go into. But I think, even though I don't advocate for this stuff, I think yes, if you have an NBA contract, you get $30 million in 4 years, you can afford one child out of wedlock. Okay, this is what it comes down to. You can't afford 3.
Yeah, I remember. I don't want to say these names, so I won't say that. I think what pisses me off personally, before you refreeze chat, is when you're making money like that. That gives you the ability. I didn't say you're gonna automatically be, but it gives you the ability to be in different circles, head fund managers, kids. These type of people. It's like the money didn't elevate their social class or their mental class. You feel what I'm saying? They're still playing the same. They're still playing the same game. They just get paid a lot of money.
They're not even going to think like that. I don't know if you guys remember The Life on ESPN. They were showing like how they showed a rookie symposium. They showed the guys coming in and get talked to and everything. And they had a couple older NBA vets coming in and telling them what they should be doing with their money and stuff like that. The thing is, those guys, they, again, now mind you, they were making less money. You're saying this is like 2001, 2002 time frame. They're not thinking about investing or start moving to those circles. They have to be a good probably 7, 8 years, maybe 10 years in the league before they even start thinking like that. Because again, we're being a little biased here. We're in our late 30s or older, and we can say, hey, how will we deal with that money? Remember, they're 19 to 25 years old, and they all think they're going to play 10 years in the NBA. See, if you play 10 years in the NBA or NFL, the stuff we're talking about in terms of these bad mistakes are moot in a lot of ways because they're going to make enough money to cover it. But the thing is, what happens if they only make it 4 or 5 years? Which a lot of guys that I know, that's how long they made it, and they're not. It's like they never even played at this point. So that's just where you're at with this situation.
All right, Freeman's Journal in the building, $5 super chat. He says, what does this do to the market for American black men in the NBA? I don't know what you mean by that question. He says, pay a guy out the frame and he impregnates a porn star. Come on. Support black male media. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate the support. Go ahead, Sir Taste. I'll let you answer.
His comment was in reference to how we were talking about how the NBA is going to be focusing now more. Well, they on the global, the European and the Africans, right? And what his follow up, because I saw it when he first typed it. His follow up is okay. So because basically, and Free, you tell me if I'm wrong here. The perception is going to be right or wrong. The perception is that basically these American kids are just niggas. Okay. Do we want is this guy okay, one second. Is this guy talented enough to bring in our nigga problem, or should we focus other? Look at boy, I think his name is Brandon Miller, right? The kid is about to get who was implicated in being an accessory to murder. I think he's like the top 2. He's right behind Wemby. Yeah. So and a team is gonna consider do we want this headache? This motherfucker was this motherfucker was a blue chip prospect or whatever, or 5, for the draft, and he's handing guns to people, even though the charges got dropped and all that. And that's kind of what he's going. Freeman, tell me if I'm right in my assessment in your question. I just think, again, I'll go back to the whole brand thing. people already look, even though the NBA's been clean for a while, of sorts outside of the job goofy shit, people have, and I'm a hardcore sports fan. A lot of people are, black included, they don't like it because they don't like the look of it. Okay, it's not just because they're black. It's like, these guys, the gold chains, they just walking in, they don't care. I already told you, Pat Beverly said 50% of them don't give a fuck about the game, So, and that's what his peers are saying, and fans feel that, and fans are like, why should I give up all this money or whatever to go see these guys when y'all don't, hell, you hardly ever fucking play. Shout out to you, Kawhi Leonard, That's what I'm saying, and you need a good face, for this to really continue. But then again, this is why the NBA is in bed with China, but that's another topic.
And that's what I was going to point out. That was more or less my point. They're outsourcing the marketing, sorry about the background noise. I live in New York. But the outsourcing the marketability of the NBA talent in America. And that was my whole point. It's like, if you're top, look at it. In the last 3 years, your top 5 people in the MVP race weren't even born in America. That should tell you something. That should be where the NBA is heading. And once the LeBron era phases out, it's gonna look like I don't know if you guys, Sir Tice, you might know this if you watch soccer, but it's gonna be like the Premier League.
Well, the NBA, they want to subvert the EPL as the premier sports league in the world. That's what they want to do. I mean, everyone understands that the EPL has, the NBA already has, the United States has the most valuable teams because their teams actually turn a profit. But the biggest brands in sports are the EPL teams.
Arsenal,
Yeah. So when you start talking about, and it's something like I was reading something like, was it last year, the Premier League before like it merged with like Barclays or whoever, like in the 90s, like it was something like 80% of the players were from England. Now it's something that's down to like only like 15 or 20% of the players are actually English born players in the Premier League.
That's crazy. Can I say something about chat? Well, Kawhi, we talk about the Brandon thing. D says Kawhi is wild. He needs to retire at this point. I'm not going to go there, but okay, Kawhi, a reasonably good guy. We know the story about his father and all this. His fucking sister is going to jail for murder. Do you
serious?
Yes.
And actually, Kawhi almost got himself jammed up. The day before Kobe died, there was a video release of him being in a strip club with those huge hands of his double-fisted strippers behind.
Damn.
Oh yeah, he got the whole ass in his. Yeah,
Let's not even forget Kyrie, elf acting self.
Yeah. Well, before we get too far afield, y'all talking about all these foreign players, the foreign invasion of the NBA. I stumbled across this song yesterday. It's my new favorite song. We can't forget a certain unappreciated group of players in the NBA. Hold on, here we go.
NBA players, they got
Hold on.
White American NBA players, they got podcasts, they got nice hair. Spot up shooters who get hounded on defense, assuming that they went to Duke is not a crazy pretense. White American NBA players, when you inbound pass, you better beware. They come off the bench, they're the energy guys. Your uncle's favorite player, but you don't ask why. White American, white American, white American. The European white guys are scary.
All right.
Hilarious.
But you know what's crazy? It sounds a lot of the white American players they have baggage on them because they did some crazy stuff. The one guy trips people all the time, right?
Yeah. His name. I forgot. Plays for on the Bucks.
Yeah. Tyler Hero is basically Zion Light. He's knocking down It's the Thoughts down there in Miami all the time.
You forgot the other dude who's no longer in the league. Damn it,
Parsons.
Went to a Big Ten school. He said he talked about the people of Israel.
Oh yeah, yep. He had his situation. And then,
Wait, a white dude did. Oh yeah. Was that Gortat?
No. That was
No. He's a white American. Myers Leonard. Thank you. Myers Leonard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, I saw an interview with him recently. He's like, I've done the league protocol. I've met with the rabbis and all this because he's trying to get back in. Man, just like with Kyrie, because they were talking to him about the whole Kyrie controversy, but his talent is where Kyrie's is, But
let's put no, I think it's a false equivalency. He actually said a derogatory slur about Jewish people live on camera, okay, and he has and Mickey Arson is Jewish, so I mean,
I thought it was done. Well, I say it's worse. He was playing a video game.
That's what I'm saying. He was being recorded. It was streamed.
Yeah, Kyrie just put out a link. So.
Kyrie just even though I think Kyrie's an idiot in a lot of ways, just posting a link to something that's being actively sold is very different than actually saying a slur on
that's true.
I got in plenty of arguments with people about this, and people try to, it's a false equivalency, and you notice when they tried to go to
Chris,
Jesse.
Chris, let me say this. Chris, you're also from Detroit. Arguing with Detroiters about this. If it's just white and black, that's all they're gonna see. They're not. They don't care about how closely related it is. This.
Well, I always just told people, why aren't they going after Amazon and Bezos for them selling the book thing? And Andy Jeffy is Jewish, and they came to him about that nonsense. And I actually sent Bernard the links of how they had the guy from the Anti-Defamation League go on TV or CNBC, and they basically told him to kick. He basically said that they told him to kick rocks. With the guy from the ADL and even Andrew Ross Sorkin, he was just like, he doesn't understand why Kyrie was getting suspended, because he said it's being sold on Amazon. He said, and he was just like, I don't understand why this is a problem, because it's being sold. So look up who the people are I'm talking about, and you get context.
By the way,
I think they're messing with Kyrie because of his past history with some of the things he says and does, though.
True.
They were trying to get him back, for a lot of the stuff prior to that.
So now they felt like they had an opening, like OJ did when he went back there and tried to get his stuff back. They got an opening now. We're gonna make him pay.
Well, OJ, anyway, hey.
OJ couldn't even get caught jaywalking. They was gonna try to get him for something.
They was looking for any way they could get him. Oh, we got you now, Negro.
Yeah, but what's up? I think your name is Hinkle at the bottom. I think that's your name. I don't know if you, Tim Hinkle. But go ahead. What's on your mind? What prompted you to come up?
Oh man, just want to come up and I seen the interesting topic y'all was talking about, so I just want to come up there and speak up on it. That's about it.
What's your take?
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What's on your mind?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, just Zion's been making a lot of crazy mistakes, man, and I don't think his father's really not helping him making good decisions. But now finding out he got some porn chick pregnant, it's not surprising because he's been moving wrong, for a while now. I guess a couple of years. He's taking a stance on he really don't want to be in New Orleans. It's obvious. I don't know why New Orleans keep trying to cater to him. They probably need to do like they did with AD and go ahead and trade him. Especially when he's making these questionable moves.
I think the NBA and the team the NBA has a lot of money invested in it being in New Orleans. I still don't understand what that's about, because the NBA does a lot to make sure that team in New Orleans is viable. That I still don't I haven't been able to read what that is all about. Why the NBA is just so convinced they have to have a team in New Orleans, especially when there's other viable markets, like you don't have one in St. Louis, which I understand why legally there isn't one, but there's other markets that they could go to, but they will die on that hill that they got to have one in New Orleans.
I don't want to take his shine, but you make a good point in that they're talking about adding. No, they definitely don't need to do any expansion and dwindle the talent more. But
Well, no, they're going to Seattle and Vegas. I mean,
That's
it's
what
a done deal.
Another
Seattle's
expansion.
Wait, hold on, wait, time out. You saying they adding 2 new teams to the NBA, or they're just moving teams?
It's just the discussions are leaning towards, but they definitely want teams in those 2 markets of Los Angeles and definitely Seattle.
Are they talking about creating new teams or moving?
Expansion. I'm not being a dickhead, but expansion.
Holy shit! I don't know. Everybody going at one time, creating or moving. Go ahead, Sir Tice.
Creating expansion.
Okay, so it's going to be 32 teams in the NBA.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I prefer.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Well, there's preliminary talks. They're going to go to 30. There's talks of 36. The teams on the border you're talking about is going to be Seattle, Vegas. There's talks of Mexico City, maybe Monterey. Because if they go down to Mexico, they're going to put 2 teams down there. Monterey has an NBA arena, so you're going to go Mexico City, Monterey, Vegas, Seattle, and then 2 more teams. Some people are talking about Montreal might get a team. And then there might be 1 more team in the U.S.
But we already tried that with Montreal, though. We already tried.
What's the logic behind this?
Money.
No. They tried it.
There's no money in Seattle. There's no money in Seattle.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
No, not as
all right.
I
want to know. This is what I want to know.
Do you know?
I want to hold on real quick. I want to know what's the logic behind adding 6 new teams to the NBA. Why?
Well, because the average NBA team is worth $1.5 billion, so you're gonna have to put up that much for the entry fee, right? So automatically you put up the entry fee that gets dispersed through the other owners. That's first issue. That's first thing. Second thing, the NBA does. There is, because of how much the growth in basketball there's been, there is actually the league is actually very healthy talent wise at this point. You have a lot of guys like. This is probably the healthiest the NBA's been since about 1986 or 87 in terms of top to bottom rosters. So what happens is you could thin out the teams a couple players and the quality on the floor not drop. Also, that's what the calculus is, and so that's what the reason it is.
My theory that I just came up with right while you were talking is, and it goes back to what I was saying about the global expansion of the league, because they can pay so much more than all the other leagues over there. They're basically saying, I think they're literally just saying, we want all the world's talents. We want every other league where there's professional basketball to basically look like our G League or be worse than our G League.
Basically, the NBA has 2 options. They could go with the G League. They could go into a situation of they could go an EPL championship league sort of scenario where you have your 2 top leagues in your country have very, very high quality play, right? Or they keep it a pure developmental league, and what they do is they just.
You guys are making about the talent.
I get what you're saying. That's a separate point. I don't really care what they do with the G League. What I'm saying is they're putting 6 new teams. They're going to put 6 new teams in the NBA to try to basically bleed the rest of the world dry of talent.
Yeah, that could be the play. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
But keep in mind always, this is a business first. Forget the talent for a second. So to the brother who said there's no money in Seattle, brother, let me explain to you this. And I know this because this is kind of what I do professionally.
Back in the day, for sure.
Not only just the team back in the day, Osriel, but the way sports teams figure out which markets they want to be in is first based on the corporate support. Seattle has literally 10 Fortune 500 companies, starting with the second Amazon, Costco, Microsoft, Starbucks. Okay, that's how a
Boeing. No, Boeing's not there anymore. Sorry.
Say it one more time.
I said Boeing, but they're not there anymore.
I forgot about Boeing. So
they're not there, but
and also it would be the only thing that they're missing. Typically, teams that have or markets that have 4 teams, they have enough corporate support. And the only that team, I think their hockey team is the Kraken. One of you will correct me if I'm wrong. That team is killing it. The NBA is missing a gold mine not being there, so that's exactly why they would be there. Now, as far as on the global front,
and Seattle's a basketball hotbed at this point.
Exactly. And by the way, a lot of talent is coming from there too.
The Pacific, they're producing players up in Seattle. There's always 2 guys coming out of Seattle every year that are
But
top
do you
tier
notice none of that? What you just said for basketball, there's a reason why they moved to Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's called the owner.
It was the owner. It was the owner. That was strictly the
Exactly,
owner.
because
No.
there's the demand for basketball. I'm not saying they got no money in this. No, I'm
No,
not saying
No,
that.
that wasn't
But
the
there's
reason.
not
That's
a
not
real
what happened.
demand for basketball there, though, man.
No, that's not what
That's what
happened.
I'm saying.
He went to it was a politic issue. So this is what happened. So Seattle is a unique city in terms of in every Washington State is a unique state. In every state in the country, the largest employer is two people: Walmart or the university health system. In Seattle, it's unique of its three largest employers are private employers. So what happened was he wanted to get money financed for a new arena, and they said, no, we're not going to do it. And so they called his bluff. And so he called the bluff back, and he moved the team to Oklahoma City. That's why Seattle sued, and they kept the records for the Seattle Supersonics. So when they get a team back, they're going to get the Seattle history.
I understand that, but did you notice that football is never the Seahawks never threatened to even leave the city? There was never when they wanted a new arena, when they wanted a new field, they got it. It was never not a question.
That's apples and oranges. A lot of this dealt with who wanted to pay. You know this stadium struggle, dog. Most teams, if they can get some public support, they will take it. But most people are now like, look, we're not helping billionaire owners build this anymore. And also, things were kind of straight at that time with the team. And Clay Bennett also, I believe it was Clay Bennett who owned the team. Yeah, and he was already on both sides of the fence anyway because he was getting a better deal with OKC. Once they saw when New Orleans, God, I can't believe I remember this like the top of my head. When New Orleans, remember when Hurricane Katrina happened and they played the games in Oklahoma City, and he's like, oh shit, that's a potential market there. So he kind of had his foot in the pool there. But just keep in mind, just the corporate support, 4 teams. And they got the population to support it,
I got you.
Way off.
Football state. That's a football state, and they respect and love football. Bro. All right. I mean, I'm just saying. Look at this show. Why? I don't think they're gonna have a team in Seattle. I think they want it bad. I think they desire for it bad. I don't think they're gonna get it. Now,
let me say this. They make songs off of just Mookie Blaylock. Like they, you know what I mean? It's back in the day with Key Arena, it was crazy. Trust me. Like even when I used to watch the games with Ray Allen, like they were always packed with Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, and I think they've been trying to bring it back since like even when they'll play games up there when Durant was on the Warriors, and they had a lot of people in the stadium.
This like this, they still can support a WNBA team. It's Seattle.
Come on, bro. I know you're not using them for example. WNBA, God bless. NBA supporting the WNBA. We all know that. So,
but the people in Seattle love their basketball.
They look. I'm sure they love their history of their basketball, but I don't see it coming back. Now, maybe if they add these teams, if they're not gonna. I think the only way they're gonna get one if a team moves up there. I don't think they would add a team and put them there.
They're adding the teams. I mean, so what the word is that the next expansion team is going to go to Seattle, and then another team's going to go to Vegas, and the word is depending on how LeBron times.
So you think they're gonna if they add them? That's where they add is Seattle.
That's where they're going. Yeah, this is where going.
I mean, I don't know.
If there's a bet, go find a betting future market and see what your odds are, and you're not going to have favorable odds.
But that's where the discussions are. Real quick, just to add to this,
I got a state for you.
Let me get this point out. It is going to, unfortunately, I personally believe in contracting the team and moving it, but since every NBA team has either, except for the Pistons, ironically, but every other NBA team has an arena where they either own a significant portion into it. Most teams want to own their arena, because they get the bulk of the revenue.
Clippers don't either.
But the Clippers have a new one coming.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so and then that's why I said they would be the betting favorite when the dude the crazy owner who was a part of Microsoft, I can't think of their crazy
Ballmer.
Thank you. I thought he was eyeing them with the intention to move it to Seattle, but I guess he got LA to get another stadium. But the point I'm getting at is that because every team has that, has that relationship with this arena, now that gives you the point that it's going to be expansion. They're not just going to leave a new arena. I believe every NBA team now has an arena under 20 years old. It's with exception to Madison Square Garden, but it's been rehabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Even Miami's arena is less than 20 years old.
That came in 1990. I'm sorry, that came in 2001 because they used to play downtown.
And another thing, I want to say this.
To the brother who just joined, what are your thoughts on this Zion and Shaq and not Hoops, Brittany
Renner.
Okay, I got it.
No, I don't. I'm not hip to the Shaq and Brittany Renner thing. I'm not hip to that.
It might be nothing, but then again, it might be something. All that was is just they were spotted out and about, right there, and then right there. So it, they could be just talking business, or he is trying to be the next dummy. I don't know. So
are they holding hands? I don't know. No, I mean they just hanging out. I don't put anything into that. People go out to dinner with people all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to get a shot of ass. Who knows? He may PJ Washington got some good head game. I don't know.
They're talking good stock porportfolio and expansions of pocket.
I doubt that. Like I said, I think he might just be trying to get.
You know what? If he trying to get his podcast jumping off, I was thinking that what if he get her? I mean, we having that one dude Spice Adams on there. Get a chick like Brittany Renner who a lightning rod draw audience. They could have been talking business. They could have been talking. They could have been talking business. They could have chilling.
They could have just been out chilling.
But see, here's the thing. My thing is, given Brittany Renner's reputation, even if you just looking at her like, okay, she hot, I won't get a piece of ass. There's plenty of hot chicks to get some ass from. How about you not get one from the one who's famous for talking about how easy it would be to trap an NBA player? Why not? Why put that on your brand, Mr.
Shaq
big business mogul who owns everything? It's like, why?
Shaq's already been outed. He was in Karen Steffen's Superheads book. So
right, okay, then that's my point. You've been in. Yeah, thank you. I forgot about that. Damn it! I wish I would remember that when I was monologuing. Yes, he was in Superhead's book. You supposed to stay clear of Brittany Renner. No ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs, ands, or buts.
But everybody knows.
We all know that's what they do, though. They exchange the same ones.
But everyone knows Shaq's
like a trading market.
This is kind of like everyone knows that's how Shaq gets down. So he's not hurting his reputation. Like, it'd be different if you saw Grant Hill out with Brittany Renner. We might go like, I don't know about that, Grant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you saw Derek Jeter out with a chick, would you blink?
It's not with a chick.
Fair point, but also
don't mess with that chick.
No, but
just staying clear.
I don't think it really matters unless they the enemy of the state. Man, it doesn't matter with none of these girls, man. They all been ran through.
I'll say this.
If I'm famous, celebrity, millionaire, I'm not on a date with Brittany. Brittany Renner can come to my hotel. Brittany Renner can come to my hotel. Brittany Renner can come to my hotel after 12 a.m. Maybe hit it with a condom on. Done. That's it. We ain't out walking around. We ain't making public. We ain't whining and dining and looking like a couple and none of that shit. No,
they just out to eat. This doesn't look weird.
They just was hungry. They both just so happen to have a taste for lobster. Okay,
but no, I do like that idea what you said about maybe he's trying to get on the podcast. That makes a lot of sense.
I give him that credit.
You guys make a point in that. How did this picture get out? Okay, they're in a public place. they know we can get things fast out to the public right now. It could be that they know, oh yeah, we know we're going to act like we're this because it's going to create a discussion out there, for whatever this next venture is. So you guys may be on to something there. I didn't.
Yeah, but people love a salacious story. So
yeah, I mean, I give it that. That's why when I covered it, I prefaced it that it could be nothing, but it could be something. If it leak out that they full blown date and they a couple, I'm like, damn, Shaq, really? Like,
yeah, I don't.
But
I don't
Shaq's
think
what?
that big
How old
a
is
deal.
Shaq? How old is Shaq now? Is he like 52, 53?
51.
I mean, you have to say for Shaq, Brittany Renner at this point, being 51 years old, Brittany Renner is kind of might be top of the heap.
no, she's not, because it's women who are also 32 who also look just like her, who didn't write a book on trapping NBA players. Who didn't just recently get pregnant by an NBA player and then leave before the baby was even old enough to lift his head. It's
How many kids is Shaq? Shaq has how many kids?
It doesn't matter. Just don't do that. I even said this about Kanye West. He's big enough and famous enough. If it was a chick that looked like Kim Kardashian that he wanted, he could have found one who didn't get famous from fucking a lesser celebrity on camera. It's like you don't have to brand yourself to this chick who has a reputation. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, but do you think some of these dudes be knocking these girls off just for certain credit?
What do you mean?
Like street credit?
I mean,
no. I understand that. I understand. Hold on, wait, real quick. I understand that it's fun amongst the boys to be like, oh, Brittany Renner. Oh yeah, I fucked her. I understand that that's a thing that they do. But when you seen when she becomes your girlfriend, it's different. If she's just some chick you smash, that's one thing. If you out here like Zion, talking about I want to move you to New Orleans. How much do I have to pay you for you to come move in with me?
He gonna go broke. He's already doing this at that. He's going broke.
If you man, I'm not criticizing the man for where he want to stick his dick. It's just it seems like when you're at a certain level, a certain status, it's certain women who you already see playing around in the mud and doing dirty stuff that you just shouldn't be seen attached to in that way. I'm not saying they can't get it in a hotel after 12 a.m., but I'm just saying you just shouldn't be attached to the shit. That's all. They get more than just attached to it. They get to the point where they're fully entangled and got their feelings and emotions on the line. That's how they end up getting IG thought strippers and porn stars pregnant. It's just stupid.
Yeah, but Shaq moves a lot smarter, man. He's a hell of a businessman. So I'm thinking, to me, again, like when you make that podcast with,
right there with Jason Wolf said, that's what I was trying to say. Shaq is damn near a billionaire.
Yeah,
he could have his pick. That's the top of the line for him. There is no ceiling for Shaq.
I think with this podcast idea that you threw out, I think that's spot on. Maybe this is exactly what for. And he realized we go out to eat in public, people's going to start, having conversations, going to talk about it. And next thing you know, next week sometime, she's going to be on the show with, like you said, with my man Spice Adams on the what's it called, the Big Shack, I think is what it's called,
the Big Podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
He got a nice show. I mean, I never sat there and watched the whole thing. Never watched the whole thing, but when I see the little clips of
I tell you that
it do be funny. It do be funny when I see the little clips of it. So if they make Brittany Renner a regular on there, I see the entertainment value. I get it.
But Shaq being a very successful mogul has nothing to do with his choices in women. This is kind of what we sparked all this. Just like Zion being an extremely, when he plays, good basketball player, has nothing to do with how he messed himself up. And I think, and I'm guilty of this at times too. You see these very successful people, especially in corporate America. And like I said, when I first came on the panel, I can't believe that you got literally street niggas who can handle their hole, or who can handle holes much better than most of these guys who have every resource, there is imaginable. That's just something that's mind-blowing to me. But then again, I guess when you've gone to develop that talent so much in your life, whether that's sports, whether that's you're some kind of actuary, maybe some other things retard. you know, how you deal with women. That's just kind of my thoughts.
I mean,
there.
Derrick Rose is functionally retarded practically.
No, Derrick Rose is retarded.
I mean,
Well,
did you see that
I've
test?
never seen somebody talk that slow.
I've read his text, okay, or what he was calling. Yes.
Did you see that testimony in court?
Good Lord.
It's not true. He passed his SATs. Don't lie on that man like that.
He did.
You're right. He did pass it. He
No,
did.
he didn't pass it.
You're right.
No, he had someone else take it for him.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He took his own.
That's allegedly. Allegedly, that's the case.
No, it wasn't allegedly. That's why they vacated, because they found out he did.
Allegedly. Hey, what about a court? The NCAA charge? I mean, you know how that goes, though. But with the thing with Zion, man, yeah, that's not smart. I'm trying to figure out how they even got the text. Well, I guess they got it from the porn stars, or the adult actor.
Yeah. She outed the whole thing.
What's the
Okay.
calculus though? What's her end game? I don't understand because I saw it all on. I got it in my black Twitter feed on Reddit.
I mean, was she jealous because she probably wanted to be the number one ace boon chick? Is that what it was?
Yes, that it's two
Okay.
things. Part of it, if you listen to some of what she's saying, part of it sound like she wanted to be with him. The other part of
Yeah.
it sound like she mad because somebody else trapped him first. Like, you know, somebody beat her at the game that she was trying to play.
Well,
So it's a little bit of both.
Well, to me, I think it's not. She might have been lucky she did get with him, because I don't think he's going to be in the league much longer. He's going to eat his way out, just like Tractor Trailer did. He won't be there
Ooh.
long.
Oh no, but in that video, this video right here, where he's celebrating the gender reveal with an IG thought. The baby, you know,
what the future hold.
He's actually in shape
Mommy
right
and
here. Drop that banner down real
Well,
quick.
he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight, and that's one thing that the porn star Moriah Mills was trying to tell him. Like, I'm the one that motivated you to get back in shape and this or that. Like, she was talking like she thought that, like she made long-term investment and shit. But
Man.
I'll take the volume off of it because, you know, we don't need to hear it again. But this one, he's basically, you know, giving a heartfelt speech. But you can look, he got himself back in shape. Like, he should be ready to go next season. So, you know, he was trending on that tractor trailer, you know,
He
knee
lost a
injury.
lot.
Yeah,
Look
I
here,
mean, I
man.
don't even know how
Let
good
me
he's
tell
gonna
you,
be.
like
That
you said,
small.
one good fall, he get injured for about 3 or 4 months. Yeah, he blown right back up.
I don't know, but he
I just don't think he has the discipline to really to maintain himself in the league with his shape. And when you got guys like Charles Barkley, who obviously know, hey man, you need to watch your weight because it can cost you your career. He's seen it happen to a lot of teammates. What's that one guy? Was that Melvin Turpin? I think he used to play for the Dallas Mavericks. Ate his way out, tractor trailer.
Oliver Miller.
Yeah, Oliver Miller. I mean, it's so many stories. So I hope he does. I hope he does.
Glenn Big Baby Davis. It's a lot of those dudes who they can play at that weight, but they do catch up with them.
Yeah.
But he looked like he's trying to get himself in shape.
Did Baker get fatter? He just drink himself out.
I would say Kendrick Perkins. You make a good point, brother, in that he hasn't done enough to show me that he is disciplined. You know, I mean, and you doing this kind of goofy shit. Now imagine this. We're doing a whole podcast where you're doing a whole podcast, Bernie, whatever, on this. Can you imagine what the GMs around the league are saying? Like, what the fuck? Look, damn.
But you know what? They're so used to it. They don't think anything is abnormal about this. I mean, when you're around NBA, when you're around basketball like this, you see so much. It's the behavior is normalized. Like I was at my son's basketball game at PAL over the weekend, and you forget like how dysfunctional youth basketball really is until you are there and you realize that a lot of these guys are just not all there.
All I know is this, and this is the last thing I say. Gotta wrap this up. Like Magic Johnson, who was out there, you know, getting it in with all the chicks and paid the ultimate price for it and everything. Here's the deal: he married the chick that was with him before he had money. He went and messed around with the thoughts. LeBron married the high school girlfriend, Still messing around. Michael Jordan married, I think. I don't know if his wife met.
No, she was a Bulls cheerleader.
Oh, okay. So he did marry a chick after the fact. Okay. Here's the deal. It's just stupid to me. Maybe it's just me. It just makes no sense to get fully entangled. Like if you watch that video that I just played, like you could tell he got intentions on marrying this stripper. You could tell he got intentions on. Is he trying to what?
Maybe he's trying to clean it up because he knows it's gonna. Because he had a kind of an image of being this fun-loving, like very energetic person, and now he did knocked up an IG thought. Maybe he's like, okay, I got to clean it up to make it look right, and so maybe he's gonna. Maybe they're about to scrub the internet of whatever she got out there and make her look a certain way, and they're gonna make it look right. Well, that's what Drake did, right, with his chick.
I don't know about that.
That's what Drake did with his child's mom.
No, he just got caught.
Oh no. He slipped up and knocked her up, and then went on with his life, and then took care of the kid privately, low key. And
but
then
he scrubbed the internet of
I know. I understand. I know Drake did it. Drake didn't get booed up. This my woman. I'm in love. Gender reveal with some stripper porn star chick. He didn't do that. But he for the respectable name of the mother of his child, he got the internet scrubbed clean. I get that part. It's another thing when you're in love with a stripper, like the T-Pain song. That's another thing. That's what Zion is doing, and that's where the criticism is that y'all don't the men who the world is their oyster, but they can't make a distinction between the card carrying whore versus the chick that you could possibly view as, okay, if I'm ready to settle down and have kids, this is a wife and a mother. This is a card carrying working girl. Like, I'm not about to be booed up hand holding with this chick who, like I said, what strippers do for a living. They jack off dicks with their ass cheeks for a living. I'm not about to be booed up with this chick like that. It looked goofy to me. But that got to be my final. That's my final answer. That's my final answer. I got to get up out of here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming on the panel, and thank you. What's your name at the bottom? Hink. I'm sorry. I don't got the names up on the screen. Tim Hinkle. Thank you for coming on up. Thank you, Sir Tice. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.